Hey everybody, we're back. We are back.
Yay.
Yes, we are back with more Umineko. I'm Malleable Persona, and I've got Cat here, as usual.
Yep. Hi, I'm Kat. That's my name. So we haven't streamed in a while, and like not entirely my fault, but some of it is my fault. Mostly it's my housemate being a fucking weirdo. Again, the ongoing saga, as everyone who like shows up here knows. My housemate is a fucking weirdo. Uh,
Yo.
as for what they've done, like in the last day or so, they made some baked potatoes, which I'm eating right now, by the way. But I was trying to make them before the stream, so I can at least have them mostly eaten before the stream. Um, but the way they decided to check whether or not they were, fully cooked was to not peel back the fucking foil at all and just stab a giant fork into them. So in the little holes into the baked potato, there are little chunks of fucking aluminum foil in there, so I couldn't just heat them up in the goddamn microwave because, metal does not go in the microwave. I had to fucking boil the potatoes again to heat them back up after peeling them so I could get all the fucking. Oh, God. I had to
Yeah.
peel them and then, like, slowly pick out all the fucking aluminum foil, and I'm not sure that I got it all. So if I suddenly start cursing and bitching and moaning and, potentially deciding to go murder my housemate, it's because I bit into some fucking aluminum foil. All right.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
So in like the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever the fuck it's been since we last streamed, what have you been up to? That's a lot of time for you to like spiral and get very obsessed with something. What happened?
Yeah. Yes, it is, in fact. I did a couple of things. So, first off, I commissioned somebody for a 3D avatar, which will hopefully crash less than PNG Tuber does. Just noticed it
Hopefully.
did that.
Did it already crash again?
It just crashes the once every time we switch over. I just didn't pay attention when we switched over.
You know what we forgot to fucking do again?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
The collaboration bullshit.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that before the stream, like going like, oh yeah, I should really research that before we do this. But I have been unable to focus all day, like literally all day. I've written like 6 lines of shit that I've been trying to work on since 8 this morning. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know my time zone, it is currently 4:22 in the afternoon. I've been trying to work for like fucking 8 hours now. This is not working.
Yep. Just the TV static brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I'm going to get a 3D avatar made. You know, still the same character design as put together in my thoughts, but Cappy's the one who actually did the character design.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then I'm also getting a VR headset because I've been meaning to do that now that VR has a lot more going on with it. Because, like, in the first year or two, like, nobody had an idea what to do with the new tech. It was just, oh crap, we figured out how to do this and make it work at
Like,
home.
put it in a house. Yeah.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. But now we're getting to very interesting technologies and games and stuff. Like, we're not quite there with haptic feedback yet, but we are damn close. So yeah, that's the main two things. Oh, also, watched me the first episode of Ranma. I won't give my full thoughts because we're gonna watch the first two episodes and then do our Weeb Wednesday, hopefully. But I did enjoy it.
That's good. I haven't watched it yet because I'm specifically waiting until like an hour before the stream on Wednesday, so it's still fresh in my mind and I am capable of actually holding a conversation about it.
Oh, that's fair. Now that I think you can watch the first episode since we've decided to do the two episodes more than likely, and then just watch episode two.
Yeah, but like you also said that like 2 hours ago. So
Oh yeah, like
I haven't had a chance yet.
yeah, obviously you haven't had a chance yet still, but yeah, we're just in case that was something I only said like 2 hours ago and just said on stream. So Cat has not had time to watch that.
It wasn't even 2 hours ago. It was like an hour and 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, so
It was like right before I started trying to fucking do this goddamn potato thing.
yep. Because the thing with the first episode is it just introduces us to the premise. Which is fine. Like, that's what first
Yeah, that's what a
episodes
first
do.
episode is really supposed to be.
But also, it doesn't give us quite as much to talk about. Other than, like, obviously the art-related stuff. But that's only gonna take up so much time. Probably. I mean,
Oh no, dude! Like I could talk about like character designs for like literal hours. I think I have on screen before.
yeah, like, I mean, yeah, we could. But as far as not, like, circling around the same topic, I think 2 episodes will do us for this first bout into Weeb Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not like fucking character design and depicting those characters in various situations is like my actual literal specialty in job or anything. Nah.
That's also fair.
However, from what little I've seen of Ranma One Half, the character designs are so fucking simple that I don't think I actually could talk about them specifically for hours on end.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
very...
designs of the cast as a whole,
Yeah.
I could, but not like any individuals that we might be in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, like, it's definitely, like... You know what they're about to some degree or another. Like, I could talk about small things like a lot more variety between the two younger sisters of the three sisters in the show. When they had a few more similarities in their face before.
Oh, there we go. I just found a couple bits of fucking tinfoil.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think I can reach that one without carving open the potato a little more. How the fuck did that one get so deep in there?
Yeah, Netflix got it. Also, hello, Quinn.
Hi, Quinn. I'm a little busy, so I didn't get to read your message yet. Picking fucking aluminum foil out of my goddamn
Baked
baked
potato.
potatoes because my goddamn housemate does not know how to actually check whether or not these things are fucking cooked. By the way, they're not actually fully cooked, just so you know. It's a waste of fucking like bunch of potatoes, honestly. They're
Yeah.
fine, like they're edible. It's just they're not soft all the way through.
Yeah.
All right, I think this one is safe for consumption now without getting fucking aluminum foil stuck in my teeth.
Yeah.
I don't see anything shiny in it, at least. God, damn it, dude.
Yeah, let's see. What have you been up to that we could talk about other than your housemate being a fuck?
like that is honestly like half of my life. Literally half of my life is dealing with their bullshit. Uh,
Yeah.
I say some of the, like the more ridiculous things that they do, or at least the ones that aren't going to be like too traumatizing for people to hear about on stream. But like genuinely, there is so much more. Even Mal doesn't know the full extent of it because I don't even say like most of it to other people off stream. I just don't want to fucking think about it anymore, so I just don't. It's
It's
fucking
fair.
stupid. Um, anyway, I had like I think it was a couple days after the last Umineko stream. Um, yeah, it was what was it like fucking 4 or 5 days after the last Umineko stream, something like that.
Mhm.
Uh, Remnant 2 released their next DLC,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
their third
that's
and
right.
final one. And I decided, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the second one right now because it's only $8. It is like $7.50, and then like $8.10 or whatever the fuck with tax included. Because for whatever reason, most shops in the U.S. don't actually fucking contain the tax on the damn price tag. Um, but anyway, like which is really really good. Actually really liked it. I I read the reviews on Steam and like everyone in the fucking reviews was fucking like absolutely pissing themselves over the idea of getting Geisha a third time in the series because it's also in the prequel, which is Chronos, um, which was a VR game actually, believe it or not, because the
No.
first one in the Remnant series was a fucking VR game.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah, anyway, and then like in the first Remnant game, which is Remnant from the Ashes, there was Yeisha, and then in Remnant 2 there was Yeisha, and then in the DLC for Remnant 2 there was another Yeisha. So people are absolutely fucking pissing themselves over the idea of getting this goddamn jungle planet again. And I'm sitting here like I literally sat there and listened to the Lamir priest in the base game speak to me in his fucking smoke and whiskey voice for 45 minutes detailing the history of just his order on Yesha. I do not give a fuck if we've got a repeat or not. Give me more of this shit. It's excellent. Uh,
Honestly, any one of the worlds, for the most part, would be their own game.
Genuinely, yes. Like Yesha is so well developed, and all the other ones, honestly, too. I think uh, I haven't gotten to play the third DLC yet because Twitch still hasn't given me my fucking money. Thanks, Twitch. Anyway, uh, so I haven't been able to buy that one yet. I've got to save what little I have for other shit. But I'm not really that interested in Naruto, honestly. Like I like sci-fi and science fantasy and fucking space operas and all that shit, but Naruto is like literally just a dead world.
Yeah,
Like there's
that.
like three things that are still sapient on it, and we killed two of them. So it's like, come on. I
Yeah,
don't
that.
give a shit about this place anymore. There's no one here to talk to.
Yeah, that was kind of part of my thing. Is when I said that, where most of the worlds could be a game, Naruto was kind of in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm. It's the only one, by the way, that doesn't actually have NPCs beyond those that you kill. Out of like all of their fucking set worlds that they showed off.
Yeah.
Like Corsus and Rom both had NPCs for you to talk to, which are Remnant 1 worlds, by the way, for anyone wondering. Reesum had NPCs for you to talk to, but like Naruto is different in that even the basic entities are just like fucking robots. They're not sapient or even sentient. They're just guard robots. They're so it's just sort of I don't really care about this place very much. There's not much to learn here.
Yeah, for
So sure,
sure.
we could learn more about the Drazir and their culture, which is also always very interesting. But I would also want to actually meet people from that setting.
Yeah, the only thing. I could only think of two possibilities. One is seeding life on the planet now that it's where it needs to be to not be in danger.
No,
Or.
well, the trouble with that is fucking Naruto, its universe, Naruto's universe is going through the heat death right now. That's why everyone's fucking dead. It's because there's just no energy left.
Yeah.
So you can't really seed life on the world, you know?
Well, fair enough.
There's nothing to maintain it.
It's been a bit since I played Remnant 2, so...
Yeah, the custodian, like, explains it, that, like, the time differential between, like, the inside of Lepsis Torah and the outside where the Narud actually is now was so different compared to their calculations that by the time they came out, the heat death of the universe had already came and went. There is nothing left. Like, they spent... I think it was a couple centuries inside from their point of view, and when they came out, like trillions of years had passed. It's just like, well, fuck, that sucks.
Gotcha. I thought they were gonna do something like, I don't know, fucking fly into a black hole, come out somewhere where there's life.
No. Although, there's still, like, unsolved mysteries as to what Alepsis Torah actually is, because, like, neither the Custodian or Tal Rasha will actually, or Tal Ratha will actually fucking tell you when you ask. Like, they won't actually explain it. They're just like, oh yeah, we think it's the center of, like, the start, the seed of the universe or whatever. It's like, the fuck does that mean? And then Tal Ratha's like, nah, I don't give a shit. No more questions. I'm bored. You need to go get the soul sparks for me. And the Custodian's just like, that's not important. You should just go overwrite the core. It's like, well, okay, dick. Fuck you too.
So, last we left off with Umineko, Burn Castell played Battler smarter than Battler.
Which is, generally the case. Just about anyone can fucking do that. Yeah, that's right. The Battler hate train is back.
We will see how long that lasts. I think it'll last about as long as he is not wearing that capelet from the game cover art.
Yeah. The box art or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so Battler's going over the epitaph to try and figure it out. Because we're actually going to get some answers in this Answers arc.
Finally.
Gouge the leg and kill. Now it's complete.
I see, so that was what gouge meant after all. Once again, my reasoning was correct. Don't fucking praise yourself.
Burn Castell continuing to be the DM's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The feel of the last one was clearly different from all the ones before, making the two of them almost certain that they had activated some sort of mechanism. Ah, so this will be the stairs down that Ava found.
Fucking hopefully.
However, as far as a quick glance could tell, there was no dramatic change, such as an entrance of some sort opening. Apparently, they would need to do just a little more before they could find it. You're definitely something else. If this really does lead us to the gold, we'll have to split it between us.
Fucking Burn Castell praising herself with Battler's voice.
Yeah.
Come on. What the fuck? Enjoying the intellectual stimulation is enough for me. The only thing I like is solving riddles. Really? You don't like fucking, like, curry or anything? Proof that I was right is all I need for a reward.
Well, that's something to consider. Burn Castell basically invented this girl to be the detective. Maybe she doesn't know jack shit.
Or it could be, I don't know.
At least about her own actual likes, because she was just invented out of the aether for this.
Yeah.
She shrugged it off, saying that just seeing the gold would be enough. Then she crouched down, peering fixedly at the gimmick that made up the key. It's no exaggeration at all to say that this girl really loves solving riddles. Her fondness for treasure hunting is fueled by a romanticism regarding the process of finding hidden things. And she has no interest whatsoever in getting the treasure for herself and becoming a billionaire or whatever.
なるほど。よくもこんな仕掛けを。
I see. You really thought such a gimmick would fool me.
あなたたちの不運は私をこの島に迎えたことでしたね。
The mistake you all made was welcoming me onto the island in the first place.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで。
All it takes is the presence of that epitaph.
フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。
And a deduction like this becomes trivial for Furudo Erika.
いかがでしょうか。
I'm gonna thump you with my foot. Start throwing potatoes at you. Your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm pretty sure it's just Battler there.
I thought it was the, like all the adults right now, too.
No, I think the two of them met up in the library.
Mm.
And then they're just going to do their thing. Probably while the murders happen. Because those still need to happen, because we know at least the first 6 die.
Yeah. I have no idea. I don't remember, like, what the scene setup was.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 6 get killed, and that's where we kind of come into Battler having actually taken the seat, and suddenly there's this purple-haired bitch that we don't know anything about. And now we're doing the whole backtracking thing of everything they did in the game while Battler was sulking. I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember what it was.
I guess. I know this disease very well.
Yeah, nope, I got nothing. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, fair enough.
As she said this to the mechanism she had exposed, she grinned at it. That smile had a bit of a triumph on it, but it was more fully characterized by the small bit of unpleasant disdain it contained. Oh, yes, now I remember. I mean, sure, you know, all billionaires are evil, but also, that money could do a lot of good.
Mm-hmm.
After solving the riddle, she was probably reveling in the pleasure of having won against the one who had proposed it, as well as the way she could now scoff at this person.
これで黄金が見つかれば、次期当主はクラウスさんでなくあなたですね。
That is a vibe I definitely get from Erica Quinn.
Yeah. I agree. It's just a bit of a shit, honestly. We found the gold now. The successor to the head won't be Kraus, but you.
Okay, this might be a reason that he gets Kinzo's mantle. Well, I wonder.
クラウスさんってちょっと傲慢な方じゃないですか。
Kraus is a little bit arrogant, isn't he?
偉そうって言いますか。
A braggart, you might say. You fucking, and you're one to talk.
一夜明けたら、おいに黄金も 次期当主の座もかっさらわれていたなんて、なんだか愉快ですね。
Yeah, like that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah. The thought of him waking up in the morning to find that both the gold and his position as successor to the head have been snatched away from him by his nephew kind of makes you smile, doesn't it?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Especially because Kraus is just way more awful at his job than I thought he was. Like, genuinely speaking, I think Battler would do better. Because
I don't know about that, but like Battler also doesn't have any business education at all. Like the boy's still in high school, and maybe he just graduated or something. I don't remember. But
yeah, like he's 18, about to graduate, probably.
or just did or something.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when he turned 18. Maybe he turned 18 like fucking 10 months ago. You know.
Yeah. My point though is he would definitely smell a lot of the scams that Kraus is falling for.
That's true.
So maybe
He is also a bit too fucking dumb to actually run a business otherwise, though. Like
Yeah.
you'd see the scams coming, but I don't know about that like anything else.
Though he's also not above putting, like, delegating people in charge who know what they're doing.
It's true. Yeah.
He's not so proud as to, not do that.
Yeah, he's dumb, not prideful. There's a difference. I already read all that. Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Erica was still crouched down as she spoke, her back to Battler as she toyed around with the mechanism.
ジェシカさんでしたっけ？
Jessica was her name, right?
私に意見した女の子。
The girl who spoke up against me. Lovely.
Yeah, like, she was getting a little bit grumpy with you, but also you were kind of talking about changing her whole world around, so...
Okay, Captioner, like, how the fuck did you get Stop Playing from Lovely?
I don't know with Captioner some days. Every day.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah?
あの子、自分の父親が次期当主だと威張ってましたね。
She really was acting big about her father being successor to the head.
I don't know if she was acting big about it so much as being a teenage girl who didn't like to think of things changing.
Yeah.
今夜が明け、バトラさんが全ての黄金を受け継ぎ、
She wakes up tomorrow and learns that you've inherited all the gold.
自分の父親がもはや次期当主で亡くなったことを知ったら、どんな表情を見せるんでしょうね。
And that her father is no longer the successor. I wonder what kind of expression she'll have on her face.
別に俺は200億を独り占めする気は毛頭ねえぜ。
I don't intend to keep all 20 billion for myself, you know.
ま、せいぜい1割ももらえりゃお腹いっぱいさ。
I mean,
Yeah, that's more than enough to like live for the rest of your fucking life on the interest alone. Plus me, I'm dumb with math.
yeah. I mean, even 10% would be great. I wouldn't want any more than that.
あとは親族で仲良く分けりゃいい。
You can split the rest fairly amongst the family.
次期当主なんてもっと興味がねえぜ。
I'm even less interested in being the successor to the head.
喜んで押し付けさせてもらうぜ。
I'd be glad to let Uncle Kraus deal with that.
果たしてそう簡単な話で済むでしょうか。
Will it really be so simple, I wonder?
それを推理することよりは、
Instead of trying to predict that,
今はジェシカさんが明日どんな表情をしながら、
I have a feeling it'll be much more fun to puzzle out what kind of expression Jessica will have on her face tomorrow.
どんな負け惜しみを口にするかの方が 推理の対象としては楽しい気がします。
And what kind of sad excuses she'll try to make.
You really are just such a brat.
Yeah. If you weren't standing in the rain, I'm threatening to pour a gallon of water over your head.
性格悪い。
You have a real twisted mind.
おや、
At least, like, Battler as played by Bern Castell is still, like, in character, so to speak.
Yeah, like, I think it's one of those things where she can't make him say something that he would never say.
謎解きが好きという時点で
She could just, like, help connect the dots in his brain, I guess. Couldn't you deduce that from the moment I said I liked solving riddles? No! These two things are not...
ことを暴くのが好きな
Oh,
Stop! What the fuck?
んですよ。
the fuck is that thought?
These two things are not at all related. Oh my god.
Honey, the fuck?
Plenty of people like puzzles and riddles without being fucking weirdos like you. What the... Oh my god.
Yeah, I had a feeling this would be an infamous line, Quinn, because...
Good god.
Maybe violator might be a better word to use. But even that is... Oh, I did not know that.
Hmm?
It is, in fact, the name of Erica's image song, the quote that we're pausing on reading.
Interesting. Just Golden Sneer again.
Oh, this is Golden Sneer, but there's actually
Yeah,
an
that's
image
what I was-
song for her.
Oh yeah, I know. I was trying to think of something, and then like the main bit of Golden Sneer just like sort of pulled me out of it. I'm surprised that I fucking recognize it, A, and then B, fucking remembered the name of the song. Son of a bitch. I'm an intellectual violator who enjoys exposing things that other people
自
hide.
分の謎解きもそうです。
I still don't think that's quite the right word for it. Like, I can see what they were going for with this phrasing, whether it's Ryukishi or the translators, but this is not quite how I would describe this. Because the word that they used here on the screen is about taking, right? You take something. That's why the phrase rape and pillage does not actually mean to, like, sexually assault and, like, harm people like that. It means to take and pillage, literally.
Yep.
It's like a more extreme version of taking everything,
Yep.
which is also what it originally meant. Like, when you did this to someone, you would take them. Which is still phrasing that we're accustomed to in real life today, in the modern day. So,
Yeah.
although it's kind of melodramatic to say it like that these days, but people would still like know what you mean if you said it like that, at least.
Yeah.
But she's not taking anything.
Yeah.
And she's not exactly violating anything either.
Yeah, I just went with the word that was close to what she was saying, not what she really means. Because if anything, kind of a voyeur almost, or
Yeah, I was gonna say voyeur, but that's not quite a strong enough word for what she does, right?
yeah, like I'm trying to
Or at
think
least
of
how she views it.
yeah, it's how she views it kind of feels like. Well, the only thing I can compare it to that people actually do is doxing, but probably the closest thing that in reality is being the person that goes, I saw so-and-so at Satan's Sabbath.
Yeah. Intellectual doxer. There is a word for it. I'm just like blanking on it because my focus is fucking shit today.
Yeah, but basically she likes to humiliate people by solving or finding what they're trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, she's probably programmed essentially that that's the only thing that brings her joy. Because she was a character made by the DM's girlfriend to do one thing well. And that's give us the answers. You probably wanted to expose the gold grandfather had done everything he could to hide.
Yes, that's how it was at first. But my goal changed halfway through.
Halfway through? Changed to what?
Yeah, she's all about humiliating people, it looks like. You were dead on with that, I think. It's not quite doxing, but I think the best that I can think of.
It's like the paparazzi, or the kind of person who brings out what they consider juicy details of somebody else's life.
No, because that's like impersonal, right? This is more like revenge porn.
You know, you're not wrong when you put it that way. Though, for sometimes it would be impersonal. At least as much as, like, paparazzi is, where, like, yeah, I don't have any specific beef with you, but you have something hidden, and I want to expose it.
I think for her, the motivation of humiliating someone as revenge supersedes literally everything else. Like she says, her goal changed halfway through. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
not just like she gained a second goal that is more important, but literally just like she just does not care about the gold anymore. So long as it still proves her right, she doesn't care beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, what she wants out of it is like the satisfaction of humiliating Jessica.
Yeah, she wants Battler to become the next head, or at the very least, cast out and say that Battler could be the next head, and thereby break what Jessica was trying to get at in their earlier conversation. And basically turn her whole world upside down.
Mm-hmm. Lay down, Ember. Shut up. Lay down. Fucker. Jessica, she cast doubt on my deductions and contaminated my sublime and noble moment. You fucking like overthink dramatic little shit. I changed my goal to solving the riddle so that I could get even with this Jessica girl.
Are you being serious? And yeah, see, here's like more of what I've been saying or what I said earlier, where Berg Castell can't actually change what Battler would say beyond the parameters of what he would say.
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, connecting the dots in a way. Kind of throw those synapses together, but Battler on the board still gets to interpret those synapses how he would.
The way that he do, because it's him.
Yeah.
Amber! Stop it!
Which is why Beatrice still acts the way she do on the game board, despite the fact that Lambda Delta is the GM.
Lay down, you shit.
私はどんな相手でも屈服させます。
I can bring any opponent to their knees, no matter who they are.
You know, I can kind of see Battler just literally going, fuck you, I'm on the witch side now.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, like, I could kind of get that. Like, I would understand that motivation exactly.
それが私の唯一の優越です。
That is my one and only pleasure.
まだ推理必要ですか？
Perhaps you still need time to reason.
後ろ宮ジェシカは私をムカつかせた。
Ushiramiya Jessica irritated me.
だから私は身の程を思い知らせてやりたくて碑文を解くことにした。
So I decided to solve the epitaph to put her in her place.
そこから導かれる今の私の感情。
From this, you should be able to deduce how I'm feeling at this very moment.
推理可能ですか？
Can you work it out? You feel like drowning because I'm about to shove your head in the toilet.
This time, I turned my back on her in earnest. Did I get so caught up in the fun of this riddle-solving game that I allowed her to lead me into making a terrible mistake? That's right. I could have worked out that this would happen. With the riddle solved, the relatives will probably get into an uproar about who will be the successor to the head. Dad and Kiri will probably make a fuss about how I, the discoverer, should be the successor, and the other relatives, not thrilled with that prospect, will probably oppose them. Despite how adamant Erica was about it, it isn't written anywhere that the one who solved the riddle of the epitaph becomes the successor. Because of this, it'll lead to a fight between those who are willing to accept that and those who aren't. Reason out what will happen next, as Erica suggested, it will probably turn into an ugly fight between Uncle Kraus and the rest of the relatives. When Jessica finds out I've solved the riddle, will she admire me or curse me? I don't want to think about that now. Erica was still mumbling. Apparently she had already started trying to reason it out. As I began to feel very bad, I lazily gazed out into the black night. Then I looked at a dimly lit outdoor light. Saw a silhouette of a person in front of it. I thought I must be seeing things. After all, it was unthinkable that someone would have been standing there the whole time, pounded upon by the rain without even an umbrella. However, the silhouette didn't move an inch, and maybe, no, it couldn't be. It was looking at me. And it was... Nani? You're supposed to be dead.
Sumima-san, what the fuck?
Grandfather. In that instant, I understood. Grandfather had probably been watching us solve the riddle the whole time, and he had seen us as we spectacularly solved the entire riddle of the epitaph. Without a doubt, Grandfather smiled faintly. Grandfather, who had never worn any expression that wasn't moody or frightening, looked at me in the face and smiled at me for the first time.
I was gonna have nightmares about that.
Almost as though he was saying, too smart for your own good. Or else, I never thought it would be you. However, this was the result chosen by Grandfather's epitaph, so I was sure that he had accepted that result. He grinned one final time, course, he didn't use words. His smile seemed to be a silent expression of a single word. Herb.
Oh, so I finally figured out what the fuck the like the random sound of disconnects that I get sometimes on stream is.
Oh, yes?
It's my fucking tablet driver shutting down and then restarting for no goddamn reason.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird.
It's been happening for years, driving me up a fucking wall. I don't know why it happens. It just happens randomly, like every couple of hours. So
Huh.
fucking weird.
Ah. I wonder if uninstalling and reinstalling the driver would actually fix it then.
See, I did that a couple of weeks ago when I discovered that the cable was fucked because of this goddamn asshole on my lap. You remember how I used to like constantly bitch at him to stop laying on the fucking cable? Right?
Yeah. Yep, I do recall.
He ended up fucking disturbing the jack and the cable enough that end of the cable no longer fucking works.
Oof.
So what I had to do was I had to turn the tablet 190 degrees and then reverse the cable and wiggle it until it got into the right place and just keep it there.
Fair enough.
So this goddamn tablet is like on the verge of dying on me because this little dickhead. And also because, you know, the heat will force me to constantly plug and unplug it. So there's that too. It's not entirely his fault. It's also, you know, fucking New Mexico. But
I didn't know how I should respond. I couldn't do anything but stand there in shock, ignoring Erica as she crouched down, mumbling with her back towards me. And Grandfather stretched a hand out from the folds of his cloak and pointed at something. When I looked in that direction, what I saw there, the thing he was pointing at was probably
corpse or rig?
the
Okay, well,
guidepost
neither
to the
then, I
Golden
guess.
Land. Go. Grandfather had undoubtedly said that one word. I nodded to show that I understood. Seeing this, Grandfather nodded back, satisfied. Then, with a spin of his cloak, he disappeared, seeming to melt into the darkness. See, that's the shit I want to be able to do.
Yeah.
Just fucking do that. I don't know, wind up in a random fast food joint or something, I don't know. The expression on his face at the end was a truly and finally satisfied smile. It's never good when Kinzo's satisfied.
Yeah. Never. Alright, okay, get the fuck down. I'm making a
聞
cup
い
of
て
tea.
ますバトラさん私の推理
Are you listening, Battler? To my deductions. Yeah, Quinn. That's the other side of exactly that.
Yeah, exactly. Just make eye contact with someone across the street and then disappear when a bus passes between. Yep, that's also very good.
I read this.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
見つけたぜ。
I found it.
あれが黄金鏡への道しるべだ。
That's the guidepost to the Golden Land. It's very convenient you have a pointing gesture, huh, Battler?
さっきと向きが変わってる
Oh, it's facing a different direction than it used to. Fuck off, cat. Get out of here. Little fucker. I see.
あちらへ進めという意味ですか
So it means go that way.
良い観察力ですね
You're very observant.
It's actually the ghost of my dead grandfather.
Who he doesn't know is dead right now, or that was a ghost.
じいさんに教えてもらった。
Grandfather showed me the way.
え金蔵さんどこに
Kinzo, where?
行くぜ。見せてもらおうじゃねえか。
Let's go. It's time we gotta look
黄金鏡ってやつを。
at this Golden Land. We started to walk. The entrance to the Golden Land was right there. So, my epitaph has finally been solved,
そしてバトラーがか
and it was Battler.
愉快この上なし
Entertaining beyond compare. When
Shut up, idiot!
I think about
can't
it,
say
I was
that.
also head that no one saw coming. How interesting that the one who will succeed me as head is also a person no one saw coming.
これにて我が生涯に一切の未練はなし
I now have no regrets from remaining in my life. Really, because you've done a lot of awful shit. Both,
I don't think he cares about that, though.
I mean,
That's the
true, but,
problem.
you know, both directly stated and implied.
ベアトリーチェそなたのもとへ行くぞ
Beatrice, I'm coming to join you,
我が非分が選びし奇跡を手土産にな
along with a present, the miracle chosen by my epitaph. Battler, of all people. That Battler.
なあ我が生涯の最後の最後に我は真の奇跡を見たり
At the very, very end of my life, I have witnessed a true miracle.
ベアトリーチェこの賭けは私の勝利だ
Beatrice, I've won this bet.
So did they actually show the fucking mechanism or talk about the mechanism like in the last stream? 'Cause I don't remember.
Nope, this was literally when we had the mechanism.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Oh, don't you start cackling too.
Oh no.
Fuck. Fuck. Oh no, the gold madness has gotten him.
退職制以外には金に換金物としての利便性を見出すことはできませんね。
Can't say anything convenient about using gold as a store of value except for its non-corrosive properties. I don't know, that seems pretty fucking important to me. You don't want your value thing to like actually, you know, degrade in value over the time it's being stored. Shit.
I mean, I could see that, Quinn, but also the fact that we had Kinzo laughing just in the previous scene and now Battler's laughing like mad. It does not provide me with fuzzy feelings.
I don't think anything in this fucking story should provide anyone with any fuzzy feelings. But, you know.
Oh no, I could get fuzzy feelings about, you know, Kinzo getting kicked in the dick,
Sakataro,
I
maybe?
guess.
これを現金化するには随分の手間をかけそうです。
I imagine it'd take a lot of work to liquidate all this. Yeah, that's why you use storage of value like this as fucking collateral, not actual value.
Yeah. At the end of a crude
Because then you
underground
don't actually have to
tunnel,
liquidate the shit.
in a VIP room which was so beautiful that it seemed out of place, there was a pile of gold so large that there could be no doubting it's 20 billion yen worth. Erika was calm, but Battler couldn't suppress his excitement. As for which of the two was the correct reaction to show after seeing a mountain of gold, only those who saw the scene with their own eyes could say for sure. In this day and age, it's said that an average salaryman earns about 200 million yen in wages over his life. And this is 20 billion yen worth of gold. With even 1/100th of this gold mountain, a single human could live their entire life without working. What is labor? Isn't it the very point of a human's life, since a person who doesn't work cannot eat? If so, then 200 million yen is enough to make a single person's life complete.
Oh, very fucking capitalist.
Yup. And this is 20 billion yen. This would account for the labors of 100 humans. No, a single human life 100 times over. Of course.
The point of a man's life is their labor. Fuck off. God damn it.
Yeah. I don't know who we're technically supposed to take the narrator as, but fuck you. Of course, if you still wanted to work, you could. Any money you gained as a result could all be used to play with. After all, you would already have enough money to live for your entire life. No, for eternity. No, wait, I mustn't keep it all to myself. I can split it up among 100 people. Okay, so this is Battler. Battler, the golden madness has taken you. Take a step back. I could create a world where a full 100 humans wouldn't have to work for their whole lives. Just what kind of world would that be? Yeah, there's no doubt at all.
ここが黄金鏡なんだ。
This is the Golden Land.
Somehow I don't think so, buddy.
というわけでベルンバトラは見事に黄金を見つけましたとさ。
And so, Burn Battler masterfully discovered the gold.
めでたしめでたし。
The end.
肝となる部分は少し伏せさせてもらったけど、そのくらいの意地悪はしてもいいわよね。
Yeah, fuck you, girl. Like, this would be the time to actually, like, reveal what the fucking mechanism and the answer to it was. God damn it. I kept the really critical parts hidden, but nothing wrong with just a little bit of teasing, right?
ああ、そこは好きにしな。
Sure, do what you want with
自
that.
分の謎がどういう謎々でどういう答えだったのかというミクロな見地に興味はね。
Fuck you, Battler.
God damn it, Battler.
Not interested in the micro details about what kind of puzzle it was or what kind of answer it had.
大事なのはその結果、黄金が10トン発見されたという事実の方だ。
Important thing is that as a result, 10 tons of gold were discovered. The gold was discovered in the third game as well by Auntie Ava. Auntie Rosa had also witnessed it. However, the two of them hadn't spoken of the gold's discovery to anyone. In other words, there was a chance that the gold's discovery was a cat box truth kept between the two of them, which meant that it was possible that the gold didn't exist and was just an illusion.
かし俺がとうとう見つけちまったわけだ。
However, I have finally found it.
猫箱が開かれちまった。
The cat box has been opened.
副将ごっこは
Yeah, but, like, it's already been established that the witches literally control what you see and can superimpose their own ideas of what happened on, like, the world and the projection that you see, so you don't actually know. Sucks to be you, Battler. This is why I don't like the dual world thing, by the way. Because you literally don't know.
I could see that, but also I think it's a slight trust to the author that I never considered that a possibility.
That's fair, but, like, it's also... It's been revealed that Kinzo has been dead this entire time, and we've seen him on screen multiple times without explicit magic involved. Because, like, they keep saying that, like, oh, yeah, we can't let any of the relatives see him, otherwise the magic will dissipate immediately. But then, like, in the fucking last round, he just, like, revealed himself in front of literally everyone.
Well, yeah, but that's the implied of somebody else displayed themselves as Kinzo. And called themselves Kinzo. And we
Yeah,
just weren't
I just-
we just weren't allowed to see that person's actual identity.
It's just one of those things where it's like, if, just like in real life, if the only information that you can possibly access is mainstream media, you're only going to know what mainstream media wants you to know, even if you understand that they're not telling the truth.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway.
Sorry, it's just a fucking... I'm gonna critique the damn story as it's going. Fuck.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's too big for me to like fucking read it all and then build up a whole ass fucking video essay, which I would never want to do anyway because that's way too much fucking editing, and I hate editing.
Fair.
If someone else wanted to edit for me, I could do everything else, but fucking can't. No. Not doing it. I hate editing. It'd be a waste of time to do that repetition game, so I'll give you a little
この
bonus.
黄金の山は本物よ。
Okay, thank you, Lambda Delta. The exact thing I was complaining about just now.
Yeah.
This mountain of gold is the real thing.
ここに積まれたインゴットはすべて本物の純金。
All of the ingots piled up here are real, pure gold.
レプリカとか偽物とかそんな騙しは一切なし。
There are absolutely no tricks such as replicas or fakes.
よし。
Although for the vast majority of like the runtime so far, we haven't actually known if they could lie with the red or not. They just said they couldn't until the battler tried and, you know, fucking choked on his own words, literally.
Yeah. Then again, you know, it's one of those, we trusted the author with that, and the author did not betray us on that.
Oh yeah, I know. It like, it's not like I ever doubted that specifically. It's just you want to set the rules very early for that sort of thing, so people know what they can and can't trust.
Fair enough. Alright, got it.
この黄金は認めるぜ。
I'll accept that this gold exists.
だが、認められないものがまだある。
However, there are still some things I can't accept.
そうよね。会っちゃったものね。
Of course, after all, you met with him, didn't you?
金蔵に。
With Kinzo.
金蔵は幻想のはずなのに、あなたさっき出会っちゃったわよね。
Well, for this one, all that really anyone needed to do was put on his fucking cloak and point at something because it's raining and at night.
Yeah, like
Come on.
at most put on a bald cap.
Yeah, like, come on. May not even be a fucking bald cap. Could have just been wearing a fucking beret or something. And Battler's dumbass is just like, oh yeah, that looks bald to me. Which is fair because it's at night and in the middle of a storm. Even though Kinzo's supposedly an illusion, you met with him just a second ago, didn't you?
Counterpoint, it was stated in red during episode 4 that nobody would ever mistake another person for Kinzo.
That's true, but does that apply to that situation only, or
Yeah,
what's going on there?
That's also a thought. So either, taking that statement at face value, either someone was hallucinating, like Battler was actually hallucinating, or somebody was laying with Kinzo's corpse. And, yeah, gotcha, Quinn.
Oh yeah, understood. 100%. I do the same shit to my my players, so I get it.
やっぱりこれは魔法なんじゃないのかしら。
In fact, I don't even give like my players the courtesy of having like a red truth to go off of or anything like that. I'm just like, well, it's up to you whether or not you trust this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you see, but that doesn't mean that's what's real. I guess that really was magic, wasn't it?
ほざけ。俺は一言もじい様と言葉を交わしちゃいね
Ridiculous. I didn't exchange a single word with
え。じい
Grandfather.
様と言葉を交わしたような気持ちになっただけだ。
I only felt as though Grandfather and I had exchanged words.
いい加減にしろ。同じ手はもう通用しない。
Give it a rest. The same move won't work again. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Quinn.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Is I don't let whenever I need to roll perception for my players, I don't actually tell them the roll.
ならほらどうぞ。
Like for stuff like this, the way that the system that we use works, the one that I've built over the years and will eventually publish, is you get different amounts of experience for whether you failed, succeeded, had a critical success or a critical failure or whatever. I tally all those up and then just tell them how much they get to that stat at the end of a scene, rather than telling them, "Hey, you succeeded in an int perception check," or whatever. So mark one success or what have you. We do that sometimes, but only like during tracking or what have you. Some like low stakes bullshit like that, where you can tell if we found tracks or not. In that case, your blue truth, if you please.
おそらく俺は非分の謎を解き興奮状態にあった。
I was probably in a state of euphoria after solving the Epitaph's
そ
riddle,
れで何かをじい様と見間違えたんだ。
and that caused me to mistake something for grandfather.
例えばそれは暗がりの子たちに引っかかった何かのシートかカバーで。
For example, maybe that was some kind of sheet or cover that had gotten caught in a dark grove of
それ
trees.
が漆黒のマントを羽織ったじい様に見えたのか
Dude,
も
I
しれ
know
ない
that feel, like waking up in the middle of the night, looking in your closet and just seeing like what is actually a jacket hanging there, but like you think it's a fucking demon.
Yep,
Because it's 2 in the morning, you're barely awake, and it's pitch black.
yep, been there. Which looked like grandfather
Fucking
wearing the pitch
paranoia,
black
dude. Fuck
cloak.
that shit.
その結果俺はじい様と何かのやり取りをしたように誤解したんだ。
As a result, I mistakenly thought that I'd had some sort of conversation with grandfather.
青き真実有効ね。
Blue truth, valid.
ま、私も
Bluetooth valid.
青で語る
Yeah, exactly, Quinn. Everyone's all demons don't exist until you're sleep deprived enough. Yeah!
Yep,
My ass being like nocturnal and having like chronic insomnia like my entire life along with fucking migraines. I mean, I've seen some shit I'm still not sure is real. It's like sometimes it's like, oh yeah, that was probably absolutely just like me making shit up in my sleep deprived state. However, in other cases, it's like, well, there are physical marks on my body still, like fucking 15 years later. So I don't know. I have no idea. Mind over matter is really powerful, but I don't know if it makes scars appear spontaneously powerful. So, well, I did say the exact same thing in blue.
それで通ったのか。
and did it work?
赤き真実で反論は
Was there a counter with the red truth?
だよ今のところはね
Wait 5 seconds, Battler. Holy shit. Nope, not for now at least.
Me, who had let out a strange yell in front of the gold mountain, was finally starting to regain his cool. Now that we'd found it, there was no covering it up. I faintly thought about keeping this discovery secret. However, Erica wanted to prove that her own reasoning was correct by announcing this fact to everyone. She really is an intellectual violator, just as she says. The puzzle-solving game is what's important to her, and she doesn't intend to take any responsibility for what happens after the riddle is solved. The riddle is sort of like a lock. Locks exist to be locked. And whenever a lock is locked, there is meaning behind locking it. Therefore, there should also always be a meaning behind breaking one open and exposing what it protects. However, this girl has made the exposure itself her final goal, and she doesn't plan on taking responsibility for anything that happens later. True, Quinn, but by the
I don't know
person
about
who
that one,
locked it.
because like sometimes you just need like a demon to just stay at the bottom of the Marianas Trench in that iron coffin forever.
Yeah, but if something was...
maybe don't unlock that one.
Yeah, true. But if something was never meant to come to light, you wouldn't leave a riddle, you'd burn it. Very true. Maybe the true storm that hit Rokonjima isn't the typhoon, but her. She won't keep this a Discovery secret. She'll definitely announce it to brag about her success, and then she'll call a real storm down upon this island. Won't be able to keep this covered up. Then in that case, there's nothing to do except announce this fact fairly. Can't imagine what will happen after that. As she grinned, Erica muttered to herself. She must have been predicting the uproar the relatives would soon bring about.
Why do we have the game board background while we're hearing, Peace Battler's thoughts?
Not sure.
Stop it. Stop it, Ember. Lay down.
To her, imagining that was
leave me
much
alone.
sweeter than 20 billion
Damn it,
yen
cat.
in gold.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで
All it takes is the presence of that epitaph.
フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です
I am going to throw my boots at you, girl. And a deduction like this becomes trivial for Fruitvale Erica.
いかがでしょうか
Fruitvale Erica. Sure, at least that's somewhat close. Your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Fucking. I got this bottle of alcohol. That's definitely not rubbing alcohol. You wanna have a sip? That's what my thoughts are.
Calling this chapter the Frantic Golden Drama. Many knockings. Sudden
Fucking
sound.
action queuing. How much you want to bet the person only meant to knock twice? Just Dark Souls joke, sorry. Action queuing.
Yeah. Took me a second. The sudden sound of someone banging fiercely on the door brought Natsuhi to her senses. She had probably nodded off in the study while planning how they would overcome the next day. But what could it be? At a time like this. More importantly, the knock itself was strange. If someone had wanted to contact her, they could have just used the internal phone line. She had told them that she would be here. Realizing that something strange was going on, Natsuhi shook her head one more time, completely throwing off her drowsiness.
お父様エヴァです
Father, it's Ava.
至急重要なお話があります
I have something urgent and vital to talk to you about. It was Ava's voice. What is this? I thought I told them to lock the doors and windows of the mansion tightly after everyone left for the guest house. Why is Ava here? Natsuhi ran to the door, responded with a small knock, and spoke through the door in a quiet
何
voice.
事ですか想像し
What do you want? Keep your voice down.
夏日姉さんなんでこんな時間にあんたがお父様の書斎にいるのよ
Natsuhi, why are you in Father's study at this hour?
静かになさいと申し上げています当主様が何よりも沈黙と静寂を好まれることをお忘れですか
I want you to be quiet. Have you forgotten that the head treasures peace and peace and silence above all else? Peace and
今はそん
silence.
なこと言ってる場合じゃないのよ
Now's not the time to be saying
お
that.
宅はいいからとっととここを開けなさい
Stop harping on that and open up
お
quickly.
父様を出して
Bring Father out.
当主様は先ほどお休みになられたばかりです何のご用か存じませんが明日私が伺います
The head just went to sleep. I don't know what business you have, but I will listen to it tomorrow.
あんたなんかに用はないわよ
I don't have any business with you.
いいからさっさとここを開けなさい
Just open up right now. Sometimes all one's schemes and assumptions can fall apart due to the most direct, simple, and emotional of strategies. This is bad. If I open the door, Ava will probably throw herself forwards and rush into the study. Now I can't even open this door. At that moment, the phone suddenly rang. It's alright. Both of the keys to the study are here. No one can open this door. Natsuhi inched away from the door and grabbed the receiver.
もしもし夏日です
Hello, it's Natsuhi.
It's me. Things are bad. I want you to come down to the parlor, quickly. It was from Kraus. His tone was strained. What in the world happened?
バトラー君とあのエリカという客人が
Seems that Battler and the guest called Erica
の碑文を解いて黄金を発見したらしいのだ
solved the witch's epitaph and found the gold.
Fuck off.
それは本当に
Is that true? Yeah. I don't think Krause would be lying to you about this one, Natsuki.
Rudolph and the rest have forced their way in.
バトラー君が全員立ち会いのもとに黄金の場所に案内すると言っている
They're saying that Battler is going to show us all the way to the location of the hidden gold.
書斎の扉の前でエヴァさんが開けろと騒いでいます
Right now, Ava is just outside the door, yelling at me to open it.
今開けたら書斎の中に押し入ってくるかもしれません
If I open it now, she might push her way into the study.
分かった
I understand.
私もそこに行く
I will be there soon.
エヴァには構うな
Don't worry about
何
Ava.
もせずにそこにいるんだ
Just stay there and don't do
扉の
anything.
前からエヴァを追い払ったら合図するからすぐに出てきたまえ
I'll give a signal once I've gotten Ava away from the door. So leave as soon as you hear that. Be ready. Right after that, Kraus came up the staircase, accompanied by Genji. Heated debate started between him and Ava. Open up, no, calm down. In the middle of that, there was a small knock as signal. Kraus had skillfully pushed Ava away from the door and distracted her. During that gap, Natsuki slipped out of the study and quickly shut the door. Ava noticed this and her face twisted in disappointment.
Shut up.
But the heavy sound of the auto lock had already rung out, and the door had been sealed.
碑文の黄金が見つかったのよ
The gold of the epitaph has been found.
お父様にご報告するのが筋でしょう
It's
が
only natural that we should inform
そ
Father.
れとも何
Or else
お
what?
父様にはそれを伝えられない都合でもあるの
Is there some reason you can't tell Father about this?
親父殿からは床についたら何があっても起こすなと厳命されていてね
We have strict orders from Father not to wake him after he goes to bed under any
それ
circumstances.
を守るのは当主代行の務めだよ
Following those orders is the duty of the head's representative.
そうだろう源氏さん
Isn't that right, Genji?
はい。親方様のお
Yes.
休みは何があろうとも乱すことは許されません。
The master's sleep must not be disturbed no matter the circumstances. And like,
それも時と場合
given the cover
によ
story
るでしょうが
that he's like ill and has been ill for a long time, absolutely. Yeah, I get that.
Yep.
So don't wake the motherfucker because that might end up killing him. Genuinely.
There's a
You
time.
might not think so, but like, come on.
Yeah. There's a time and place for everything, isn't there?
だって碑文が解けたのよ
I mean, the epitaph was
お
solved.
父様には真っ先に知る権利があるわ
Father has a right to know straight away.
もちろん明日当主様には全てを私たちから報告します
Of course, the two of us will report on everything to the head tomorrow.
それが当主代行である私たちの役目ですから
That's our duty as the head's representatives.
そんなの知らないわよいいからこの扉を開けなさいよ
I don't care about that. Just open this
お
door.
父様に会わせなさい
Let me see Father.
お父様聞こえていますか
Father, can you hear me?
All right, just choke this bitch out.
It's Ava.
ここを開けてください
Please open up.
Like, put her in her sleeper hold and just drag her off to a fucking linen closet or something, dude.
Ow, let go of me.
痛い
That hurts.
私たちが話を聞くと言っている
We will bring this to his attention.
やかましく扉を叩くな
Now stop knocking on the door so loudly.
話してよ話しなさいよ
Let go of me.
クラウス様、エヴァ様、親方様
Lord
がお休
Kraus,
み中と
Lady
申
Ava.
し上げております。
You have been told that the master is sleeping.
これ以上はお控えください。
Please refrain from disturbing him any further.
When Genji spoke firmly, the two finally ceased their scuffle. It seemed that Genji, the one who had spoken for Kinzo since they were very young, still posed an air of dignity strong enough to handle both Kraus and Ava. Ava put her argument aside for the time being, to worry about that after seeing the gold with her own eyes. After all, not even she had yet seen it for herself. Natsuki and the others had managed to deal with this crisis somehow, However, the demon's mood, which would sneer upon their efforts, was already in motion.
バトラが碑文の謎を解いたというのか。
Atler solved the riddle of the epitaph, you say?
エリカなる娘にだいぶ助けられたとはいえ、たどり着いたのはバトラーだった。
Though he had a lot of help from that Erica girl, Battler was the one who reached the answer.
エリカは黄金鏡の権利を放棄すると宣言している。
Erica has proclaimed that she will renounce her rights to the Golden Land.
よってバトラが黄金鏡にたどり着きし者だ。
Therefore, Battler is the one who reached the Golden Land.
運命とは実に面白いものです。
It can truly be interesting. Or can be truly interesting,
たど
rather.
り着くとは
To think that Lord Battler should be the one to reach that place.
どうするのです、ベアト。
What will you do, Beta?
碑文の謎を解く者が現れたなら、儀式は取りやめる約束ですよ。
You made a promise to stop the ritual if anyone solved the epitaph's riddle.
そういう取り決めであったな。
That was the agreement.
そういう取り決めだ。
That is the agreement. Yes.
バトラ様はどうやら黄金鏡の主となられるおつもりがないようだ。
Apparently, Lord Battler does not intend to become the master of the Golden Land.
我らの主となる者はもはや現れぬよう
It
です。
now seems that no one will become our master.
それもまた運命です。ゴールドスミス教とのご縁で人間の世界に権限して数十年。
That is also fate. It has been several decades since we first manifested in the human world through our bond with Lord Goldsmith.
とても楽しい時間でしたよ。
It was all very fun.
やだ、リア。ババ臭
Come on, Leah, you sound like an old lady.
い。で、どうするわけ？
So, what are we going to
リ
do?
ーチェとゴールドスミスのルールなら、バトラが碑文を解き、主となることを選ばない以上、
According to Riche and Goldsmith's rules, now that Battler solved the epitaph and decided not to become our master,
私たちはこれでお役御免じゃないの？
we've been relieved from duty, right?
そうであるな。私に未練は何もない。
That's true. I have no regrets at
い
all.
つでも呼吸とすへ蹴落とされる覚悟はできておるぞ。
I've been prepared to be kicked down into
Acutus.
Acutus all this time.
待て、
For those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure that's from Dante's Inferno, but it's one of the rings of hell that is supposed to be very, very fucking cold. That's why, like, whenever you have ice demons in anime, sometimes they'll be named Cocutus. Or fucking, like, ice weapons or what have you, or ice spells. That's why.
Oh, no, actually, the Cocytus is the River of Wailing in the underworld of Greek myth.
Ah! Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was thinking of. It's also makes an appearance in John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost.
Ah, gotcha.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay. Oh, it's also in the Divine Comedy. Yeah. Okay, so I was right. Fuck. Accurate, but not precise, basically. Did a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, so yeah, it was the Frozen Lake. Yeah. Yeah. So, it was used as a Frozen Lake, but it started as the River of Wailing in Hades. Or surrounding Hades, rather.
そなたの心残りはないかもしれぬが、わらわはまだ夏日に仕えておるぞ。
Let's see. In the Divine Comedy, Dante describes Cocytus as being the home of traitors and those who committed acts of complex fraud. Interesting. that probably, yeah, Ice Stevens, the fucking captioner. God damn it. But yeah, that probably says something about what Kinzo has done in his life that he thinks he'll be kicked out to Kokyutsu specifically.
Yep.
Wait, we can't let that happen. You might not have any regrets, but I still serve Natsuki.
バトラが碑文を解いたからお役御免ではあまりに義理を書くというもの。
To let ourselves be relieved from duty just because Battler solved the epitaph would be quite irresponsible.
魔女は契約違反を許さぬが不義理もまた許されぬ。
Witches aren't allowed to break contracts, but they must also not fail to show gratitude.
Are you sure about that?
でしょうな。親族会議を終えるまではきっちりとお使いするべきでしょう。
Shut up, Bimber. No! Leave me alone! Stop it! This fucking cat. True, we should serve her until the family conference ends.
となると、ゴールドスミス教ももうしばらくはお役御免とはなりませんね。
In that case, you won't be relieved from duty for a while either, Lord Goldsmith.
無事に親族会議を乗り越え、せめて夏日様にお別れの挨拶。
Would you lay the fuck down? Stop it! God damn it, boy! What is wrong with you today? Perhaps you should wait until you've overcome this family conference safely. Say goodbye to Lady Natsuki at the very least.
I don't think he cares, but he'll probably go along with it just because it's funny.
Yeah, could be.
もしできるなら、これまでの努力をねぎらわれるべきかと。
And if possible, rewarded her for all her efforts.
あれもよく愚足を支えてきたものよ。
She has done well supporting my foolish son. Yeah, you really kind of set her up with the deck stacked against her with how shitty Krause is at all this.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, that's your fault.
Yeah, that is entirely your fault, Kinzo.
貴様など、片刃をもがれた打天使ではないか。
Aren't you a fallen angel with one of its wings plucked off?
揃わぬ翼なら、置き土産に捨てていけ。
Hmm.
Just leave the other wing as a parting gift and go.
それもよかろう。
That is also fitting.
夏日ならば、我が翼を背負うにふさわしいかもしれん。
Natsuki might be worthy to bear my wing.
しかし、ここからが正念場となるぞ。
However, we are approaching the critical moment.
褒美は用意した。
Your reward is waiting for you.
無事にこの試練を乗り越えてみよう。夏日。
Try and overcome this test safely, Natsuhi.
I wonder if that's just like a metaphor for the one-winged eagle, or if the one-winged eagle is a metaphor for him being some sort of like fallen angel. Not literally, of course, in a magical sense, but just sort of.
What they've been saying, basically.
Yeah, like he committed some great act of sin and fell from grace, so to speak.
The mountains of gold left everyone speechless. Regardless of how
Just
strongly
fucking lay
they
down.
had believed in its existence, no one could look at this much real gold and not be shocked. Yeah, that's also true, Quinn. Granted.
Yeah.
But, I think what Kat was getting at was more, humans are innately born innocent, and Kinzo did something very bad. But yeah, it was literal. I would have a lot of questions.
There was
Yes,
a fucking warning for Nazis on the trigger warning thing, so fucking maybe. Yeah, could be. He actually could have done something really fucked up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I am very much leaning on the possibility that this is Nazi gold.
Yeah, like on the in the first few episodes, we were thinking that might have had something to do with fucking Beato, but like now with this, that's got me thinking like maybe it's Kinzo that did something fucked up there. Shit, like beyond even more than like what we've seen already.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the content warnings, if anybody needs it and isn't aware of all the possible triggers and does have a trigger about basically anything bad one human can do to another, look at that list, but expect some possibility of spoilers.
I don't even remember the fucking content warning list that like at all, aside from like child abuse and Nazis and gore. Like that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. To think that a place like this existed.
I can't believe it. That dad. Everyone was stunned by the gold. The first one to break the silence and jump around in ecstasy was Hideyoshi. Letting out an excited laugh, he clung to the wall of gold.
No. You get your ass off that gold. That's not yours. What the fuck, man?
And he felt the cold, hard touch of it all over his cheek. Gosh dang it. The gold madness, it is spreading. It is not totally unlike space madness. This is incredible. It's the real thing. Damn you, old man, stockpiling all this gold in a crazy place like this. If we have all this, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
Tyler has an opportunity to do the funniest thing known to man right now.
No fear. One fear. A boy with an axe. Anything life throws at us, we can overcome.
What do you mean you don't have anything to be afraid of? What do you mean? I didn't say I was giving this to you. Fuck off.
Genji, execute Order 66. This does have the manic energy of like those sequences with the Golden Land where like we think something's fucky and it usually is.
Yeah.
Not quite, because this isn't quite, too good to be true, but it's also, yeah, everybody's got the gold madness going through them. Ava, we'll be able to find happiness with this, right? Ava and Rosa started walking towards each other at the same time and hugged each other as they broke down crying.
What are you doing that for? Like, goddamn, you two were willing to kill each other in one of the... Come on.
Yeah.
If the situation was even slightly different, you two would have fucking shot each other already.
Ecstasy and shock, wonder and sighs. After stepping forward in front of the pile of gold that caused these mixed emotions, Erica spoke as though she were an announcer in some show.
If money is everything in this world, then this gold is the embodiment of happiness. Congratulations, everyone. I pray with all my heart this discovery enriches your lives.
No, you don't.
That's a fucking lie.
I take my hat off to you.
この島に来て
What hat?
丸一日さえ過ごしてないあなたが気分
I'm
を
just being a shithead.
Think that you would solve the epitaph within a single day of coming to this island. I mean, it's good that you said it, because otherwise I was gonna say it.
Yeah, fair enough. Just
一日で解けない
It's like for all like
何日を
before you
かけよう
start
と
typing in chat or in the comment section under Mal's videos, I know it's an idiom. I'm just being a dickhead, okay?
Yeah,
It's fine.
like literally just making fun of Kiri.
Like 80% of the shit that I say that comes out of my mouth on these streams that isn't narration is literally just me taking the piss about something, alright? Just I know it's kind of hard to tell because I don't exaggerate my voice that much, but fuck. I get some weird comments sometimes on stuff where people are just like, Are you serious? You don't know about this? No, I know about that. Yes. Yes, I know. It's a joke.
It's
Fuck.
joke.
I know this is the internet and you can't like assume that everyone knows like everything that's a fucking idiom or what have you, but still, sometimes it is literally just a joke. You don't have to take it so fucking seriously. That doesn't mean I'm immune to having bad takes, though. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a difference between a joke and a bad take.
Although, even my bad takes are good takes because I am perfect. I'm an eldritch god and you cannot convince me otherwise. If you have any complaints, forward them to my email at, contagious@fuckyou.com.
Now
If it wasn't solvable in a single day, what's going on?
Now I'm just thinking of that, I think it was a Reddit post of some fucker saying, I left a complaint box at my job, and people think it's real, so now I'm just reading all the office drama. Anyway, sorry.
My stepfather had a one of those novelty ticket thingies, and or take a number complaint ticket, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And normally those are supposed to be like these wheels of things where you like take a number and then you go sit down and they'll call your number and you go up, right?
Yeah.
In this case, it was like a fake grenade. It was a fake pineapple grenade. Take a number and you'd pull the pin on the grenade. Which is, you're tacky as shit and absolutely boomer humor, but it fucking like one of the few boomer humor things that actually gets me, so.
Yeah, like it's not, kids today don't do X or I hate my wife.
I hate my wife.
So.
Yeah. It's not those two things, so it's actually like worth a chuckle at least.
Yeah.
Fuck. Actually, I think I still have that somewhere, like stashed away. Because I remember taking it with me to New Mexico after he died, so I probably still have it somewhere. If it wasn't solvable in a single day, then it wouldn't have been solvable no matter how many days I spent on it.
Are you also the Flash?
灰色の脳細胞はひらめきを与えるのに瞬きする以上の時間を必要としますので。
I fundamentally disagree with this idea that if you can't solve it in a single day, you might as well give up. Because, like, I have sat on things for 6 months or more and then just suddenly went, oh, I got it. It's like this little flash of inspiration or intuition that she's talking about here can happen at any point while you're thinking about it, no matter how long it's been since then.
Yeah, I mean, she did kind of have detective branded upon her soul.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck. After all, it doesn't take more than an instant for your little gray cells to give you a flash of intuition.
そして私一人ではこの謎を解くことはできませんでした。
Also, I wouldn't have been able to solve this riddle on my own.
バトラさんの功績もどうか称えてあげてください。皆さん。
I ask that you praise Battler's achievement as well, everyone.
私はこの発見を放棄します。
I renounce any rights to this discovery.
推理が正しかったことが証明されただけでもう満足していますので、
My reasoning was proven correct, and that alone is enough to satisfy me.
黄金発見の功績のすべてをバトラさんに譲りたいと思います。
Therefore, I want to give Battler the full credit for discovering the gold.
More like basically what Battler was saying of, yeah, she just wanted to prove herself right and prove Jessica wrong and not have to deal with the consequences at all.
Mm-hmm.
私はここにおりますが、イボはいないものとして、どうぞお話をお続きください。
Ah, yes, the creepy wind started. Excellent. The other shoe is about to drop, everyone. I may be here, but please continue your discussion as though I am not.
バトラさんはいとこの皆さんに気づかれぬように、大人の皆さんだけを呼び出しました。
Battler called all of the adults here, making sure that none of his cousins would notice.
それが意味するところはただ一つ。
That can only mean one thing.
皆さんに本当の親族会議を開いていただきたいからに他なりません。
He must wish for you all to conduct the true family conference.
No, he just doesn't want Jessica to see this.
Mm,
エリカ、勝手に仕切るんじゃねえ。
Erica,
I
we're
was about to
trying
say
to run
that,
the
actually.
show.
fuck, like, he can speak for himself. He has a mouth. Get over yourself.
これは失礼しました。それでは、
No, don't love yourself. I said get over yourself. God damn it, Captioner. This is the exact opposite of what I said. Fuck. Oh, how rude of me. In that case, I'll step down as the facilitator of these proceedings.
では、誰に？
So who will take my place?
Shrugging,
Cool.
Erica looked around at everyone. After a short period of silence, Ava made the first move.
昼間のと
I gotta pull his stick here. I can swat you with.
忘れてないでしょうね。
I assume none of us have forgotten the deal we made earlier today.
ああ、4人で25億ずつを山分けだ。
Yeah, we divided between the four of us, 2.5 billion
そ
each.
して次期当主にはさらに100億。
And then, the successor to the head gets another 10 billion.
お待ちなさい。黄金の発見が次期当主を決めるなどと誰が決めたのですか？
Wait just a moment. Who decided that the one who discovers the gold becomes the successor?
Well, Kinzo isn't here to, contradict that.
And also, he did decide that, yeah. It was him.
I mean, yeah, he did also kind of decide that, but also, like, there literally just is not somebody who can contradict him. And not to mention, not giving them the headship is just a long way of them getting the headship, because they have the gold. You do not have the
Yeah.
funds. They will inevitably be the one to build the Ushiromiya family, or whatever they decide to call it.
As we have discussed multiple times over the past few streams that we've done. Yeah. The gold is the important part, not the actual title of being the head.
Which, honestly, if it wasn't Kinzo's nickname, I'd almost say, change your name to Goldsmith.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
おーっと、そうはいかんで、夏日さん。
Hold your horses, you're not getting away with that, Natsuhi.
これまでずっとそれを前提に話を進めてきたはずやで。
That's been the basis of all our talking this whole time.
今さらそれは白々しいとちゃうんか？
Saying that now is shameful, don't you think? She wasn't really involved in that conversation, though.
そうだわ。使用人の誰かが碑文を解いてしまって次期当主を名乗るかもしれないって怯えてたのは夏日姉さんじゃない。
That's right. Weren't you the one worrying about how if one of the servants solved the riddle, they might consider themselves the successor to the head? And honestly, I'd say it's one of the servants who would actually fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
After the shit they've been through. Probably not Genji, not because he doesn't deserve it, but because he's a fucking doormat.
Yeah. Like the narrator makes a big deal about him having a lot of dignity and everything. It's just like, nah, he's still a servant.
Yeah, like, you know, he has a code and all that. Like, I would say that he is the modern-ish equivalent to a retainer for Kinzo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he does not
He's
have...
also a very loyal retainer.
Yeah,
So.
he just doesn't have it in him to actually lead.
I don't know about that. He probably does, but it's been very, like, under, like, fucking 60 years of goddamn servitude, so.
Yeah, I should say he doesn't want to lead. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And especially lead in a way that someone he abuses higher than him on the totem pole would dislike. Anyway. But nowhere is it explicitly written that that's the truth. You miserable coward, that was the way every single one of us interpreted it. She's right, Kraus. Are you really going to do a 180 on that now? I mean, yes. You are all underhanded capitalists. He will do and say whatever he wants to make his situation better. He's just bad at it.
Well, he's pretty good at talk. He's just not good at actually, like, doing it.
Yeah, he's not good at the follow-through. Though it was never written down, I believe it was most definitely common understanding between us. And, yeah, it would probably fly in court. I've seen shit far less fly in court.
Yeah. Kraus is the champion of a game called Here's How Kraus Can Still Win.
Yeah. I don't see why you can say it's completely irrelevant. Yeah, like, implied contracts of far more dubious origins have flown in court. So, you'd have to kill everybody on this island not to have that follow through.
You can't just interpret the head's epitaph however you like.
You know they can, Natsuhi.
Yeah, it's not like Kraus is around to tell them they can't. Or not Kraus, Kinzo. Where is it written that the one who finds the gold becomes the successor? The epitaph was decided upon by the head. You have no right to decide these things for yourselves.
Calm down, Nazi. Kraus, stop talking, go in the corner and look pretty.
I don't think he'd win at even that. But that's probably because I'm another old man fucker. So, I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely some old men fuckers who would go for Kraus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I am an old woman fucker. Specifically, there are two characters in Fields of Mystria, which I've been enjoying that game, where I'm like, you know what? They're single. They should be able to mingle.
Yeah, like, people don't even register as old in my mind until, like, they have gray in their hair, genuinely.
Oh, genuinely has a character that has gray in her hair. But she's also a sailor, a former sailor, with, like, visible scars, so I'm like, yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
ち着けるというのですか。確かに碑文を解いた功績は素晴らしいと思います。
How can I possibly calm down? I certainly find it very impressive that Battler solved the
バ
epitaph.
トラ君にも何かの見返りがあっても良いとは思います。
I do think it would be fair for him to receive some kind of reward.
しかしそれが半分というのは明らかに逸脱していますし、
However, saying that the reward should be half of everything here is clearly over the
それ
line.
以上に
I don't know, the epitaph just
天
straight
様
up
から
says that they
力
get
投手という論
everything.
法は
So-
なおまかりておりません。
Like, this discussion is completely fucking pointless if he doesn't agree to any of it.
Yep.
You should be trying to convince him, not each other, you fucking weirdos. But, like, this is another problem with you assholes, is that you actually just don't consider anyone under the age of 30 to be worth actually considering as, like, a sapient being. Just fucking bizarre. But, you know, whatever. Like, I've seen that shit before. And the argument that the discoverer automatically becomes the successor is one that I absolutely will not permit to go unchallenged.
Which, I mean, fair.
卑怯だわ夏日姉さん。
That's low, Natsuhi.
今日の昼間にしてた話と全然違う。
This is completely different from what you were saying earlier today.
同感だぜ。明文化されてなくても碑文を解いたやつが次期当主になるってのは俺たちの不分率で最前提だったはずだ。
I agree. It may not have been written down, but the fact that the guy who solves the epitaph becomes the successor has always been our greatest unwritten assumption.
それをこの土壇場でごちゃごちゃ言い出すのはフェアじゃねえぜ。
It's not exactly fair to start complaining about that at the last second, is it?
ああ、フェアじゃねえ。
Yeah, not fair at all.
とにかくこの黄金はお父様の黄金です。
At any rate, this gold belongs to father.
お父様の許可なく勝手に分配を決めていいものではありません。
We were not to decide how it will be split up without father's permission. No, it belongs to Battler.
Yeah.
That's the dude that you gotta, like, convince of, like, anything.
No way. That's real low, Natsuhi.
わしらその話を延々と昼間にしたんやで。
We were talking about this on and on earlier.
昼間の話を全部チャラや言うんか？
Are you saying that whole conversation today was a bunch of bull?
そら、あんまりやで。
That's just not right.
多数決で決めればいいのよ。
Why don't we just vote on it?
黄金を発見したバトラ君が次期当主。
Battler, the one who found the gold, is the successor to the head.
私も夫も意義はないわ。
My husband and I have no objection. Battler, would be about the right time for you to speak up if you want to speak up.
Although I'm pretty sure he's still being controlled by fucking Bernkastel right now.
Yep. Continues until the first twilight. My husband and I have no objections. What about you, Rudolph and Kiri?
ローザは
Rosa?
意義なんかねえぜ。バトラー、よくやった。
No
I
objections
think you're
here.
assuming that you're gonna get something, Rudolph. But, like, you treated your son like shit for a while now. I don't know that you're gonna get a damn thing.
Probably live comfortably, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And that's only because,
Battler's a big old fucking softy.
well, that and the fact that Angie likes her family.
Yeah.
But yeah, no objections here. Nice going, Battler.
私も意義はないわ。
I have no objections
バ
either.
トラ君は碑文に選ばれた正当な後継ぎよ。
Battler is the true successor chosen by the epitaph.
不満ならお父様に直接聞けばいいんだわ。
If you aren't satisfied, then why don't we just ask Father directly?
そうね。夏日姉さんの言った通り、碑文の謎を出題したのはお父様。
That's right, like you just said, Natsuhi. Father is the one who wrote the riddle of the
そ
epitaph,
してこの黄金の本来の持ち主もお父様だわ。
and he's also the proper owner of this gold.
だったら、お父様に話を聞くべきじゃないのかしら。
In that case, we should raise the matter with him, wouldn't you
バ
say?
トラ君という発見者はどう扱われるのか。
What kind of treatment should Battler receive as the person who discovered the
そ
gold?
れについて決めていいのはお父様だけのはずだわ。
I believe Father is the only one with the right to determine that. And of course, Kiri's already, put two and two together there.
Yeah. I think they all have at this point.
それは
They just can't fucking prove it. But
だから落ち着けと言ったのだ。
I told you to calm down. I don't see you coming up with any solutions.
ローザとキリエさんの言う通りだわ。
Rosa and Kiri are right.
お父様に聞きましょうよ。
Let's ask father.
もはやね、兄さんたちの出番じゃないのよ。
It's time for you two to step aside.
せやせや、
Darn right.
お父さんを連れてこんかい。
Bring father down to us.
あんたらじゃ話にならへん。
We won't get anywhere with just you
ほ
two.
んまの親族会議を始めようやないか。
Let's get the real family conference started.
眠いから明日にしろっちゅう問題に見えまっか。
Think this looks like something you can put off because he's tired?
これ舐めとったらえらい問題になります。
We don't do this properly and we'll have a massive problem on our hands.
おう、聞いとるんかい。
You're being really harsh now. Hey, you listening to
お
me?
前らじゃ話にならん言うとるんや。
I'm saying we're through with you two.
たったとお父さん連れてこんかい。
Get off your asses and bring father down right now.
親族会議っていつもこういうのなんですか？
family conference is always like this.
俺が知るか。
How the hell do I know? Yeah, you were kind of young the last time that you were at one. But I think you should kind
And they
of...
don't even let fucking George sit in on these things, and he's like fucking 23 right now, right?
That's true, yes.
Even if he had been here, he just wouldn't fucking know.
なのでしょうね。
They're probably always feeling like this on the inside.
どうも、この場は金蔵さんじゃないと収められなくなるみたい。
Looks like they won't be able to get this figured out right now without Kinzo.
子供の喧嘩に余命あとわずかと宣告されてる今になってもまだ呼び出されるなんて。
To think he's still being called out to settle his children's fights, even though he's been told he only has a short while left to live.
どういう気持ちかしらね、金蔵さん。
I wonder how he feels right about now.
それを想像。いいえ、推理するのもおつなものです。
Imagining that, no, deducing that would be a treat.
Parents ignored Battler and Erica and kept yelling at each other on and on. Even though Battler had more or less imagined that this sort of thing happened behind the scenes, this was the first time he had seen it. He had suspected it since 6 years ago, and he'd been able to get a pretty good idea of what this was like by the darkening expressions on his parents' faces when this time of year drew near.
Yeah, like Battler, this is where you just like tell them all to shut the fuck up and sit down and like speak to each other like actual goddamn adults.
However, this argument his relatives were having before his very eyes was much more ugly than he had imagined. He was very glad that he'd called the adults out here without letting the cousins catch wind of anything. Perhaps because everyone was tired out from the seemingly endless argument, they took a short break. Decided that this family conference inside the Golden Land should be moved over to the mansion. This place may have been gorgeous like a VIP room. There was no ventilation and it was a little cold.
If I was Battler, I'd just like look at Genji and be like, hey, close the fucking door. They're staying here until they can figure this out.
Wasn't well suited for a long conversation. They thought of the possibility that someone might carry the gold away while their backs were turned, but it wasn't as if anyone could manage much with just human hands in a small amount of time, when they had 10 tons of gold to deal with, and, you know, a hurricane. Like, you can't even use a helicopter to get a bunch of that gold out, with how bad it is.
Yeah. Hurricane in the middle of the night, just not enough people on the island for this to happen. Yeah, it's not happening.
In fact, it even seemed as though having this mountain of gold in the background was robbing them the ability to make sound decisions. Like I said, they are being infected by the gold madness. So they agreed to return to the mansion, in part so they could regain their composure and continue the conference more ruthlessly.
I wonder who in this situation Genji would listen to between Krause and Natsuhi and Battler.
Oh, that is a good question.
You think it'd give him a fucking stroke?
I think in the end he would listen to Battler.
I think so too, because like Genji knows the intentions behind the epitaph, so he knows that Battler's supposed to be the head right now.
Yeah, like he would know the answer one way or the other, or at least have a greater feeling of which way it goes.
Mm-hmm. Well then, I will retire for the night. I imagine I would just get in the way if I remained any longer.
Yeah, sorry about this. Did we bother you too much? Please, let us show our gratitude again tomorrow. Sorry for letting you see such an embarrassing side of us.
Look, if you're gonna apologize for this kind of thing, don't fucking act like that in the first place, nerd.
Yeah. I know you said you were turning it down.
Like, this isn't forgetting to do the dishes or bumping into someone on the road. This is you acting like a total fucking goblin. Stop it.
But we'll still prepare a fitting share out of gratitude, just you as one of the first to discover the gold. Right? We know what you're capable of. I think you can grasp our current circumstances. 20 billion yen in gold wasn't something they wanted out in the open. They didn't want an outsider like Erica telling people about it. Of course, Erica had already deduced that much. There were an unpleasant smile on her face as though she understood it all too well.
It's quite unnecessary for you to worry about me. I have no intention of telling anyone about this, of course. And even if I did, no one would believe me without proof. This is where you fucking bury this girl in the backyard in a shallow grave because you have like I just put on my evil capitalist hat, by the way, for anyone wondering. This isn't like what I would actually do, but this is where you fucking bury this girl in the backyard. Like deep in the woods behind the manor. Just to make sure no one ever finds out about this shit.
And also put a bunch of endangered flowers right on top.
Yep.
In Minecraft, of course.
Like, I don't know that I would have, like... If I were, like, these evil capitalist types, I don't know that I would have called her family to find out if she was real at first. I'd have been like... I don't know. She might find something out. She might see something while she's here. And I don't think I want that, so...
Yeah, but as Krause has just so kindly shown us, they are not quite the Machiavellian minds they make themselves out to be.
See, listen, anyone who is listening to me right now, if you need an evil character, hire me. I will write you an evil character, and they will be smart about it. I am so fucking sick of, like, horror, like, evil that isn't, like, is just fucking evil for the sake of it, you know, for the kicks. And doesn't make any attempt to hide it at all, or be manipulative about it at all. It's just like the failure of evil is what I'm tired of. What I want is the smart evil, the successful evil, practical evil. And that's what I'm good at writing. If you need that, let me know. I'll write that shit for you. Fuck. I should actually flex that muscle more often on stream so people can see that I'm good at it.
Absolutely.
Because, like, this goes back to, like, in RPGs, you know, how, like, fucking all the evil responses are always just, like, either you being a total fucking jerk and not actually being evil, or being so comically evil that you imagine that your character probably has a mustache they twirl. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's one of the two, and it's never any sort of effective evil. And the only reason you ever get away with it is because you're too fucking powerful as the player character with your save and load bullshit that you can just skate on by.
Yep, absolutely.
Like you've got player character plot armor. They can't just permanently kill you and wipe your save and say "fuck you, don't be evil," or at least if you're gonna be evil, do it smarter.
Yeah.
This is why, like, I keep extolling the virtues of games like Tyranny and Fallout New Vegas, but that's what I'm talking about with evil. Like, it's not, oh, I'm gonna set off this nuke in the middle of town for fucking paltry 1,000 caps like in Fallout 3, or I'm gonna kick this puppy like in Fallout 4 or anything like that. No. That shit's the good shit. Like, you can set up fucking, like, systems of oppression in Tyranny. It's great. Like, if you want to be actually evil, it's so good. Anyhow. I had the pleasure of witnessing something very interesting tonight. It was truly a feast for the eyes. So let me assure you that I'm more than satisfied.
I see. Yes, it's not every day you get to see 10 tons of gold.
No, get out of here with your coy fucking, like, 1700s covering your mouth with your fan shit. What the fuck is this? You're not European nobility.
They certainly fucking think they are, though.
Yeah. God damn it. For those of you wondering, there actually is, like, a full-on fucking language to talking with your fan in the middle of, like, conversations at noble balls and shit like that. I encourage you to look it up and read about it, because that shit is wild.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely fascinating.
The common thing in fantasy is always the thieves' cant, but no. Like, every other, like, fucking class of people also had their own fucking, like, special way of communicating. It's ridiculous. It's like code switching taken to, like, dial 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, anybody who had any reason to obfuscate, but still have the conversation where people might see it. No. Yeah, no, she doesn't care about the 10 tons of gold. She just liked seeing you all be twisted by the gold madness.
This is where I wish I had, like, a soundboard and, like, a stream deck so I could, like, hit a button that just has "I love gold" on it, you know?
Yes.
If I support me so I can buy these things and set these things up, everyone. It'll be way funnier when I actually have this opportunity. I can't afford a fucking stream deck. Those things are expensive.
Indeedy do they are.
Mel knows. Mel has one. Shit's not cheap.
Oh, really?
Although I think they're cheaper now than they were last time I looked into them.
That's
because, like, the last time I looked into them was like 5 years ago, so...
Yeah, as Quinn just said, casual research suggests that the fan language is a myth propagated in order to sell fans in the 1800s.
Maybe, like, one or two other fucking companies that make stream decks, right?
Something like that.
No, it's more expensive. Fuck you, too. Eat shit, Elgato. I hate you.
Yeah. Also, the check. Can you hear me all right?
It's like they're one of the only companies that actually make these fucking things, so they get to just, charge whatever the fuck they want for them. So instead of like a $50 cheap one that you can get, like you can with fucking wireless mice and wireless keyboards and shit like that, you got these like $150 to $250 stream decks. It's fucked. I hate this. I hate Elgato.
Yeah. Definitely agreed.
They're also one of the only fucking companies that make capture cards too, and I've got one like behind my main monitor right now because it's the only way that you can actually fucking stream with a fucking console. So when I was doing my Bloodborne streams, that's all I could use.
Yeah.
Oh god, where is your shop so I can look at the whole shop instead of just one thing at a time, you fucking bastards.
Getting to see the gold was the feast for the eyes.
There we go.
Pardon me.
You right?
Yeah, nope. Let's just,
Yeah,
pulling OBS
there's a
back
$60 mini one.
Yeah, there is a very small one now, yes.
It's only 6 fucking buttons, but yeah.
Yep, but you can also, layer those with folders.
Just have like a soundboard button or a folder or whatever that you open up.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to see the gold was a piece for the eyes, of course not. From Erica's dark nature, it was easy to guess that she was so happy about what she was so happy about seeing. I thought about telling her to get the hell out of here already, but I wanted out myself. Tried to head back to the guest house along with Erica. However, Kiri grabbed my shoulder. Yeah, no, sorry, Battler, you don't get to leave this.
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Yeah, like, I legitimately feel for you.
Is it really, Quinn? I gotta look into that more later.
Yeah. There is definitely stuff like that. I think there's some truth to it, but probably not as much as we might think. Or might be in those types of rumors. Not you as well, Battler. You come with us, please. Yeah, I mean, on top of no, you don't get to leave this conversation, no, we don't leave you unattended to potentially get murdered. Because, yeah, Battler has the biggest target on his back he's had in a while. Darn right, you're a real successor to the head now. You've got to go see Father and make it all official. Oh boy. You there, Captain?
Yeah. Father's the only one who gets to decide that. I was trying to turn my fucking my kettle off before it started beeping on the mic. Don't make things up on your own. Shut up, Phoenix.
Battler,
What's wrong with you?
I know it's a pain, but you're gonna have to stick around with us for a little while longer. Don't say a word. Just stay quiet and keep your head down. Got it? Yeah, no, Battler should absolutely do the opposite of that. Just leaving it to them.
This boy should be like... He should be interjecting every 5 fucking seconds, being like, hey, it's my money, it's not yours.
Yeah, like...
You don't get to talk about this without me.
To be perfectly honest, he needs to get to the point where he is putting on that mantle and just walking with the swagger of the person who is the next head.
Yeah, absolutely. I got fucking bit on the forearm by a goddamn mosquito when I wasn't paying attention just now. What the fuck?
Just do whatever you want. Yeah, no, you cannot be this much of a passive player at this point.
Yeah, you can't. You genuinely cannot.
Granted, Battler's not the one in control right now. But the fact that this is within your range of believability is kind of a problem. Would have been easy to say that I had no interest in being the successor to the head. But I was sure that would only add more oil to the fire. Even if I hadn't been ordered to keep quiet, I was certain that staying shut up like a clam was the wisest thing to do. No, it really isn't. But also, you don't know that Kinzo's dead, so I guess you are kind of waiting for that.
Yeah.
In that case, would it really be so bad if they just let me go back to the guest house? Dad put his arm firmly around my shoulder and I told him to quit crowding me, but it didn't make any difference.
From what I am able to find, it looks like there wasn't a whole ass fucking like can't sort of thing, but there was some body language to do with fans that was used, but it just wasn't very complicated. It wasn't like a full thieves can't complicated. Because full
Gotcha.
thieves can't are like really fucking complicated. Like you would like think of like Jack in the Thieves Guild or the Rogues Guild from Final Fantasy 14. That is a real thieves cant that was used in England, but that's by far not the only one. And a lot of the other ones are far more complex than that, and were never actually written down because of that.
Yep, far more complex.
Not only were they used by like lower class people, but also they were just fucking too complex to actually translate properly.
Yep.
Not without like being in the fucking underworld, and you wouldn't write that down if you were, because if you did, you'd be like putting a target on your back to just get fucking shivved in an alley somewhere.
Yeah, basically. Granted, it would take me a long time to learn the actual lingo.
I think it would for everyone, because like the more complex ones are more about like metaphor and simile and like coming up with shit on the spot than actually an altered vocabulary like it is for Jack and the Rogues Guild.
Yeah.
And that one is easy. Like hop the twig means like get the fuck out, right? You know?
Yeah.
Which it even sounds kind of like get the fuck out.
Yeah. We solved the epitaph just like you wanted. When you were the game master, we'd always get those letters. Try and solve the epitaph. If you don't, I'll kill you all. Why did she want to make us solve the riddle of the epitaph? Solving it, we found a mountain of gold. Yippee for us. What about Beato? Does she gain anything by having us find the gold? Or does she lose something?
Yeah, I'm finding from museums and shit like that, which if I can't trust museums on this information, then who the fuck can I trust? That that the fans were mostly used as extensions of body language and shit like that. Which is fair.
Yeah.
It's not any like specific message, but you know.
More like, you know, if someone's doing, you know, if someone's got their arms crossed, that's kind of a defensive posture kind of deal. So that kind of thing. Rather than an actual language. Right?
Yeah, because like if it had like specific messages, anyone around like the room would be able to like just look and see what the fuck you were trying to say to someone, right?
Yeah, because basically a secret language between nobility is no secret language at all.
Especially with all the social fucking events they were supposed to get up to, expected to like attend and shit like that.
Yeah. As far as chessboard thinking tells us, people don't make moves which cause them to lose something. It means you must have something to gain by having us solve the epitaph.
No, this child has nothing to gain from having someone solve the epitaph.
Are you sure that's right? Or that's alright? Using the red truth like that without her permission.
Is what she would want.
Yeah, that's fair. The first red truth about any sort of motive.
Yeah, I think that's about right. At least I can't think of an instance that, like, denies that or contradicts it.
Virgilia, who had suddenly appeared there, gave me an immediate answer to my question with the red truth.
俺は過去にベアトが碑文を俺たちに解かせようとするのは
In the past, I sometimes guessed that the reason Beato was trying to make us solve the
黄
epitaph
金の隠し場所を見つけさせて横取りするためだと推理したことがある。
was that she wanted to make us find the gold's hiding place for her so that she could snatch it away.
Did that contain motive? I can't remember like at all the quote, Quinn. So I'm
Yeah, I mean,
genuinely
that's
asking if it actually did
kind
contain motive.
that is essentially a motive-ish.
But like I would think that would be indirect motive rather than direct motive, which is what we just got.
Yeah, but still, like, it's adjacent enough.
Amber, why are you on the back of my chair again?
At the very least, that his sin is what's going to cause a lot of the death. Because that was stated.
それも違うのか。
Is that wrong too?
はい。第一、もともと黄金鏡の黄金はこの子のもの。
Yes, in the first place, the gold of the Golden Land belongs to her from the start.
見つけさせる必要も横取りする必要も何もありません。
She has absolutely no need to make anyone find it for her or to snatch it away herself.
Of course, Beato is Beatrice the Golden. That's the master of the Golden Land and the Ushiromiya family alchemist. That makes total sense. However, if that's true, that makes me even more confused. Even if someone exposes the answer to the epitaph's riddle, Beato gains nothing. Okay, this is something that somewhat bothers me. Well, not bothers me, but is something tickling the back of my brain, in that, yeah, Beato herself doesn't gain anything, but does she want it to be found because it would benefit somebody she once benefited?
It's also like Battler still hasn't realized that people don't make optimal moves all the time.
Well, sure, but it is also a calculated move, in that, you know, nobody would put up an epitaph that was just going to hurt them. Unless what they got out of it was people struggling to solve it and not being able to. But that doesn't
Well,
seem...
apparently it was a bet with Kinzo, so like
Yeah.
more likely I think that she gets something out of people not solving it. And that Kinzo gets something out of someone solving it, which is
Maybe, but she's also tried to
more
get...
or less confirmed there.
Yeah, but she's prodded people to solve it, and we've seen that's not a requirement. Because Lambda Delta didn't have a letter get sent.
True.
So, really, it's not the epitaph that's in question, it's the letters. Why is she prodding people to try and solve it? No, to the contrary, she might get her own gold stolen away. In that case, I'm understanding this less and less. I understand the epitaph murders. It could be revenge against the Ushiromiya family, or else a ritual to revive her powers as a witch. She's probably got some reason or goal of her own for it. But what's the point of her telling us to solve the epitaph? Whether we solve it or not, she gains nothing. In other words, the whole issue of whether the epitaph is solved or not is immaterial in Beato's eyes.
そうですね。碑文の謎が解けても解けなくても、この子にとって得るものは何もありません。
You could say that. Whether the epitaph's riddle is solved or not, she has nothing at all to gain from it.
Doesn't matter whether it's solved or
それは
not.
つまり非分の謎自体がベアトにとって無価値だということになるんじゃないのか。
Doesn't that mean the epitaph's riddle itself has no value to Beato?
そうですね。非分の謎はこの子にとって何の意味もない。
I suppose the epitaph's riddle doesn't have any meaning for her.
ならばそれを無価値であると極論しても言い返せないかもしれませんね。
So even if you take the extreme position that it's immaterial and has no value, it may not be possible to argue against your claim.
Beato, why are you making us solve the riddle of the epitaph? Be liken the witch you are to a pair of scales. The epitaph murders lie on one plate, and the riddle of the epitaph lies on the other plate. But she's saying that she'll stop the epitaph murders if the epitaph is solved. In other words, the epitaph murders and the epitaph's riddle are worth the same to Beato, like two sides on a balanced scale. That means that the epitaph's riddle and massacring the entire family have equal significance from Beato's point of view. See, that's at least something of a logic.
Yeah, he's got something going there.
But Virgilia responded with the red text.
Regardless of whether the epitaph is solved or not, Beato has nothing to gain.
If she has nothing to gain, then this epitaph's riddle is meaningless and immaterial to Beato. In that case, how much are the epitaph murders?
I swear to fuck, boy!
Which lie on the other side of the scales.
Sorry,
and
you
are
just started
equal-
chewing on my fucking hair from the back of my chair. Or, yeah, from the back of my chair. He was just chewing on my hair.
Oof.
Fucking dickhead.
The other side of the scales are equal to the epitaph's riddle in value, worth to her. Think, don't stop thinking. The epitaph murders and solving the riddle of the epitaph have equal worth. As long as the epitaph murders, which are Beato's goal each time, have the single way that they can be stopped, a way that she decided on herself, both are worth the same thing to her. X equals Y. And whether the epitaph's riddle is solved or not, Beato gains nothing. Y equals 0. So in that case, what is
Phoenix!
X?
Not you! God damn it, cat!
おいおい、それじゃ非分殺人もま
Give me a
た
second.
無意味。
I gotta check on my cat to make sure I didn't hurt him when I shoved him off the back of the chair.
Gotcha. Wait a sec. That means the epitaph murders are also meaningless and immaterial? I don't know about that, Battler. I think you kinda came up with that on your own.
Yeah, I didn't hurt him, I just made him mad. Just
Okay.
pissed him off. And he pissed me off, so.
Yeah, fair.
Fucker. What are you doing, you little shit? Cleaning himself, that's what. Alright. Go ahead.
I did read it while you were gone, but yeah. Wait a sec, that means the epitaph murders are also meaningless and immaterial? I don't think that's necessarily it. I think there's something else that occurs with the epitaph being solved that means something to her.
こいつはご丁寧に予告状を出し、
Beginning with politely sending us an advance
自
notice.
分に沿うように順番にバレないように次々殺していくというめちゃくちゃ面倒な手間を払ってまで。
Been willing to spend an incredible amount of effort killing us one by one, following the epitaph's steps in order without getting
毎
exposed.
度あのおかしな連続殺人を起こしてるんだぜ。
Every time she performs that bizarre serial murder.
意味がなくなっちまうじゃねえか。
So all of that is meaningless to her? You did that stop thinking thing. I flipped over the chessboard many times exploring Beato's moves. This was always the first place I stumbled. The significance of the epitaph murders. Why did she have to commit serial murders in a way that reproduced the witch's epitaph? She wanted to kill the whole Ushiromiya family for revenge. It'd be much simpler, safer, and more reliable if she just put poison into their dinner. Or else went ahead killing people one by one in the middle of the night while they were sleeping. We're on the first evening, Beto sends us a letter that sounds like an advance notice, and then carries out what could be broadly described as a 3-part serial murder, killing 6 people on the first twilight, 2 on the second, and 5 on the fourth and later. We aren't fools. As murders occur, we barricade ourselves in somewhere to stave off any further murders. Furthermore, we quickly suspect a culprit among us and start analyzing each other's alibis. As victims increase, the number of suspects decreases automatically, and Beto's chances of completing the serial murder drop closer and closer to 0. Everything about the epitaph murders is full of useless ornament and empty decoration that only seem to make it harder for her to carry out the serial murder. Well, it's to make you question motive would be my assumption, but...
You headbutt my shins, you little bastard.
She's
Man yourself.
She's raising the difficulty of completing her own objective.
That does follow. She's a strange child, isn't she?
Did you know? In mystery novels, there are sometimes murders that follow the events of a poem or nursery rhyme, just like these epitaph murders. I think you can split the reasons these nursery rhyme murders occur into 3 major groups.
And what are those?
The first would be when it benefits the culprit to follow the epitaph and thereby confuse the evidence and alibis. The classic technique of pretending to be dead and mixing yourself in with the victims is an example of this. As is committing murders in an order that doesn't follow the epitaph so that you can cause the others to mistake the order and give yourself an alibi.
I see, so she can make it look as though she was carrying out the murders in accordance with the epitaph, when she was actually guiding everyone's thinking in a manner that benefited her. That sounds interesting.
However, in our games, the dead are truly down for the count thanks to the red. She might be able to trick everyone in the world of the game board, but she can't trick us up here in the same way. In other words, the most traditional purpose for this kind of murder isn't what we're dealing with here.
In that case, what are the other 2 reasons for carrying out a nursery rhyme murder?
One is coincidence. Culprit carries out a serial murder which just happens to look similar to the epitaph without being intended to. Which this definitely isn't that.
Yeah, because she explicitly draws attention to the epitaph for it.
And the witnesses mistakenly think it's a nursery rhyme murder. We humans try to find cause and effect in everything we see. If we think we know what something is, then that's how it looks to us.
I see, that's also interesting. However, I'm not sure it's convincing. In this child's games, there's always an advance notice of the crime given before the murders of the first twilight. Also, I believe you find letters and circumstantial evidence one after another that clearly show that the culprit is carrying out epitaph murders.
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, that's right.
偶然なんかじゃない。
It isn't
ベア
coincidence.
トは初めから非分殺人を見せつける目的で遂行している。
From the very beginning, Beato has been intentionally shoving the epitaph murders in our faces as she carries them out.
俺たちが誤解してるんじゃない。
We aren't just
これは
misunderstanding.
明白な見立て殺人なんだ。
These murders clearly follow the epitaph.
だからこの理由でもない。
But this can't be the reason either.
となると最後の一つの理由になりますね。
In that case, it must be your final reason.
最後の一つは見せつけること。
The last one is to show the murders to someone. I don't like that look on your face.
It's kind of like a sad, smug kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
つまり恐怖だ。
In other words, to make them feel
非
fear.
分に沿うということは殺人が連続するという明白な予告だ。
By following the epitaph, she gives the others clear notice to advance that the murders will
生
continue.
存者たちは続くに違いない殺人にずっと怯えさせられることになる。
The survivors are in constant fear of the murders, which they're certain will continue.
Don't fucking look at me like that, cat.
つまりこの子
He's got dinner plate eyes staring at me with his ears at attention. What the fuck? Why? What did I do? Fucking cat. In other words, this child performed these epitaph murders to create a feeling of mortal terror.
That makes sense, but that also means that she very much wants the epitaph solved. Or some result of the epitaph being solved at least moves things in the proper direction.
Yeah, I think he's on the right track with it being an emotional thing, but I think he's got the wrong emotion
Well, I
and
think
the wrong target.
he might be right, actually, because what he's saying in essence is create a sense of fear so they do something about it. And the do something is clearly outlined in the letter as well. Solve the epitaph.
That may be true, but in the last game, she explicitly came out and said that she wanted Battler to recognize his sin.
Yes, but what that means to me is that solving the epitaph gets Battler closer to solving whatever the fuck his sin is. Like, figuring out.
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
mean, but the emotion that she wants from him is not fear, it's regrets.
Well, yes.
Contrition, and it's also from him, not everyone else, which is why he's here and not someone else.
That's fair, but yes,
'Cause
ultimately.
right now he's trying to figure out like why she's doing this for the people at the game table, not on the game board.
Right. Well, he's trying to figure out why she's carrying out the murders as the epitaph dictates, and why she wants the epitaph solved. And she gains nothing just from the mere act of the epitaph being solved. But I think the thing of it is, something else moves forward after the epitaph is solved.
I mean, he dismissed the first reason because it doesn't apply to the people at the game table, right? That's what I'm saying. It's
Well,
this
yeah.
third one, he's got the wrong emotion and the wrong target.
Yeah, I think the thing of that is... Basically what I'm saying is, you're not wrong, but I think the thing you're not realizing is Battler's just missing a step. He's not going beyond why she wants the epitaph solved. He's just trying to solve that. He's not actually choosing the end point of everything. The epitaph being solved furthers her plans, but there's more after the epitaph gets solved that hasn't occurred because the epitaph hasn't been solved by him before. He's going to have to discover something where otherwise something has to change about the game state and what people are willing to say.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I'm just thinking that he does not realize that it's not a coincidence that he's here at the game table.
Maybe.
と思うと
I think he's still like he still thinks somewhere in the back of his mind that he's here because he stood up to the witch.
Maybe. At least putting it that way, everything makes a surprising amount of sense.
黒い遺体損壊も悪趣味な装飾もすべて俺たちを怖がらせるための演
The
出
grotesque mutilation of the bodies and the disturbing displays were all a show to terrify us.
怖がらせるためなのですか？
To terrify who?
Ah, so I think from that hint, he's got the right emotion, but he's got the wrong target.
だからそれは俺たちを
Like I said, us. After hearing that one line Virgilia spoke so casually, my thoughts clouded over once again. Is it really enough to just use the vague word us? There you go, buddy. There are a lot of people in the Ushiramiya family. There's the head and the one who holds the rank of successor, grandfather and Uncle Kraus, our parents who have some pull in the business world. On the other side, we also have the young cousins who usually visit at most once a year, and the unfortunate servants who just happen to be on duty. Yeah, but I think in almost every case, or maybe even every case, a servant has to be involved in at least one murder. Whether that's accomplice or what have you. Even if the culprit hated all of us, they probably didn't hate all of us equally. In other words, they might have made it clear which of those among us they particularly wanted to take revenge against and terrify. We liken this to a kid eating dessert. Isn't the strawberry on top of a shortcake the part you should eat last? No one tells you
you eat that part first.
No one tells you that you shouldn't eat it first, but our mentality leads us into saving it for later.
I guess I'm just built different, fucker. Damn.
Ah.
Eat the strawberry first.
Who is always at the end of the game, Battler?
He's getting there. Just give him a second.
In that case, the culprit would want to leave the person they hated most until the end. Yeah, similar to what was said by my favorite character in this novel I like. Something about how if you start by killing the person closest to someone, make them feel that sadness, then kill that person last of all. That's the worst way to kill someone. Okay, think of the kill list now, Battler.
Oh my, that must have been quite a terrifying novel. How frightening.
じゃあ、最後まで生き残るやつが最もベアトに恨まれてるって論法になるぜ。
In that case, you could argue that the people who stay alive until the end are the ones Beato hates the most. Or at least one of the people who survives until the end.
Yeah, the only one that always survives to the end is Battler.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just like a general trend, sometimes maybe.
Yeah, because
like Maria, for the most part, survives till the end. But that could also just be she doesn't actually want to kill Maria.
Yeah, and that changes from situation to situation. But yeah, Battler, like, no one ever set the rule that you get to live until the end. That's just been what's happening.
I know, it would suck if the perspective character got killed before the end, because then you wouldn't be able to see anything else, but you know.
Yeah. But the
Even narrative conventions have been, like, under fire and being used as part of the plot itself here, so...
But the order people are killed in gets totally changed every single time. Except for one.
最終的には死ぬにせよ。
I mean, we all die in the
最後の
end.
まで参っ
But if you go
There you
through
go.
it looking for someone who lives at least until the last twilight every time, there's...
You heard that quick, just like sharp breath. He's just like, oh fuck.
Fuck. There's only me.
先に赤で申し上げておきましょう。
Let me first speak with the red.
バトラ君は犯人ではありませんよ。
Battler, you are not the culprit. Yeah, you're not the murderer, buddy.
Yeah.
No
バト
shit.
ラ君は誰も殺していません。
You haven't killed anyone.
これはすべてのゲームにおいて言えることです。
This can be said of all games.
ならなおのこと。俺ってことになる。
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Make that very clear. You ain't the culprit, and you did not kill anyone. And that just makes it even more likely that it's about me.
こいつが非分殺人を起こす唯一の理由は、俺に見せつけるためってことになる。
Means the sole reason she had for bringing about the epitaph murders was to show them to me. So, him coming to the island is what causes the epitaph murders to occur. Because, well, the epitaph murders are to be shown to you. Now the question will be why. And the why is the sin, but that just leads to the question of what the
Why are
fuck
you
the
like
sin
this?
is.
Remember.
Beto's
Why-
always
why are you
making
like this,
out
buddy?
that she chooses who to kill next by roulette. But I'm an exception, the only exception. Though she does kill me in the end, she always leaves me be until the very last moment. In all of these supposedly random games, there's only this one unchanging constant.
こいつは俺に復讐を。
She wants revenge against me? I don't know if it's revenge. She wants you to know.
俺に恐怖を味わわせるために非分殺人を行っているというのか。
So is she performing the epitaph murders to make me feel fear? No, buddy, she's lighting a fire under your ass.
それは違います。恐怖を味わわ
That's
せるのが
wrong.
目的ではありません。
Her goal is not to make someone experience fear,
誰かに復讐するためのものでもありません。
and it isn't to have revenge on someone either.
Okay. That says
Like
a
I
lot.
said, the wrong emotion.
Yeah, no, you were right in the end. I thought it was fear in order to light a fire under somebody's ass. But maybe they're differentiating fear and urgency.
Could be.
なら、やはり非分殺人には意味なんてないことになる。
In that case, that means the epitaph murders really don't mean anything to
Battler,
her.
no.
Nobody, you've
This is like 10 minutes ago for you that you were being told about that you had a sin that you committed against Beato. Come on, man. Please.
Yeah, think about it for just a bit. But yeah, you're doing
Fuck
the...
it. Like the full Battler hate train is back. Like the full thing. We're going full steam ahead. God damn it.
Yeah, you've done these... You stopped
Son of a
thinking
bitch.
again.
自分の謎も無意味。対となる非分殺人も無意味。
The riddles of the epitaph is meaningless, and the corresponding epitaph murders are also meaningless. No?
X イコール Y イコール0。
No. No.
No, bud.
God damn it, Battler.
You are making mistakes.
だが、その無意味をこいつは明白に俺に対して見せつけている。
But even so, she's clearly trying to show these meaningless things to me.
無意味なことと同価値の何を俺に求めているんだ。
What could she want from me which is worth the same to her as something meaningless?
Why do you think it's meaningless?
I don't get it.
It's just that she doesn't get anything out of it. That's all it is. That she doesn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, she gains nothing. That's not the same thing.
考えれば考えるほどにこいつが何を考えてるのか俺にはわからねえ。
The more I think about it, the less I understand what she's thinking. Beatrice, the fickle witch who committed a meaningless, worthless serial murder. Even the riddle of the epitaph, which she made into a condition to suspend the serial murders, is meaningless, immaterial. And she's thrusting this meaningless, immaterial thing in front of my face. I mean, what she might, quote-unquote, gain is somebody else losing something. And it's not a sense of revenge, obviously, because that was in red. But clearly she wants an end goal to occur. But this is more of those, the word games of the red thing.
Yeah.
What is it that you want from me? Or else, what is it that you want to give me? My idea that Beato must have been taking revenge on me has already been refuted and read by Virgilia, both X and Y. Both the Epitaph murders and the Epitaph's riddle mean nothing to Beato. However, since she's thrusting that in front of me, it must have some meaning. She presents us a pair of scales representing, if you don't solve the Epitaph, I'll carry out the Epitaph murders. Neither the Epitaph murders nor the Epitaph's riddle have any significance by themselves. Okay, we're starting to actually think.
There you go. Yeah.
You're rubbing the two brain cells you've got together. However, it becomes meaningful when she puts both halves on the scale and thrusts it out before us. No, before me. In other words, it should be like this. X equals 0, y equals 0. X plus y is greater than 0.
Greater than the sum of its parts, yeah.
Scale with meaningless, weightless things on both sides. However, it was weight itself and gives the rest meaning. It's almost like playing. Like
He
kids
has
playing
been using
rock,
like
paper,
a
scissors.
game as the fucking as the fucking metaphor for what's going on here this entire time, Battler.
Yeah, more in a little bit. But yeah, I think he's gonna go into holding your hand up like a rock means jack all. But the person having scissors means a lot. Rock, paper, scissors is the most immediate method of randomly determining a winner and a loser. Usually bet some sort of privilege on the outcome, but kids often do rock, paper, scissors just to play without betting anything in particular.
I don't think I've ever done that. Like, I don't think I've ever played rock, paper, scissors just to play it.
I have.
Fair enough.
Unless you bet something, nothing but a feeling of joy or disappointment will come from a win or loss. In other words, the two sides of the scale, winning and losing, are both valueless. However, the very act of seeing which way it will tip, which has also been a theme, is the reason kids play rock, paper, scissors. After all, the kids are enjoying the communication that surrounds the game, and they aren't purely interested in the value of winning or losing. So yeah, something's being communicated. That's the word you should focus on. We aren't overly concerned about who wins and who loses. That would mean that it doesn't matter to Beato whether the Epitaph murders succeed or not. It almost feels like she's just enjoying the process. And also, you need to get back to what Bern Castell said of don't think of Beato as one person.
Like, if it was me in Battler's place, I would have filled books and books with notes by now.
Absolutely.
I would, like, that one fucking gif or screenshot from It's Always Sunny, where the dude's just, like, absolutely losing it. He's got his hand on the fucking corkboard. That would be me!
Yeah, like, I'd be looking over and going, hey, Get me a corkboard.
Just like shouting down the hallways, like, "Run away!
Yeah.
I need some corkboard. I need some tacks, and some string, a bunch of fucking post-it notes."
無意味な殺人を繰り返す非道な魔女だと決めつけ、こいつを罵った。
Okay.
Get a pocket recorder.
In the past,
I need to record the red.
In the past, I would have cursed her, deciding that she was a heartless witch who kept murdering people for no reason. Oh, that's actually a fun thing to consider. What happens if you record the red, then remaster the red to be incorrect? Would the recorder just blow up?
It probably wouldn't be in red anymore.
I mean, that
Because
is
apparently there's a specific sound or feeling that comes with it being red. You can just tell.
yeah, like you definitely tell that it's red. I just think that the fact that the power of red's technically being used, assuming that it even gets recorded.
Yeah, I don't know if the power of it being red would be recorded at all. It would probably just be the sound.
Yeah, but assuming it does, then I think the recorder blows up.
Yeah, probably.
Or, fails in some other
Whatever
way.
the fuck that you're using to play back the audio.
Yeah,
Assuming that an autonomous machine couldn't even use the red at all, you don't know if it can even play back.
Yeah, I think that
I would be running so many fucking tests and experiments if I was in Battler's position.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But assuming, let's just say it's true for a moment. If it can play red, and then it's made, basically remastered the tape to say something incorrect, it would stop working in some fashion.
Yeah, maybe it would just jam or something.
Yeah, it would probably just
the same way, because whenever you try to speak the red as
you're basically
to say
swallowing your
something untrue,
fucking tongue.
Yeah, you're choking on your own words, literally. So, it's entirely possible that the playback device would just stutter and stop.
Yeah, I just like the visual of it blowing up. But it probably would just stutter and stop.
Yeah.
And now I can't imagine that's true.
ありがとう。だから赤をもう一つ与えましょう。
Thank you. In that case, I'll give you one more
ベ
red.
アトは快楽目的で殺人を行っていることはありません。
Beato never committed murder for the sake of pleasure.
She didn't
Now
do
that's some good fucking info.
Yeah, that's 100%. That narrows down motives by a lot.
Mm-hmm. It isn't to say that she never enjoyed it.
But she never did
that
it
was
for the
never the
sake
purpose.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't do it for pleasure, and she didn't do it to make anyone feel fear. She has nothing to gain from the Epitaph murders. She doesn't care whether they succeed or fail. Oh yeah, Audacity would just crash when you try and splice
Yeah.
the kill it.
Because this is in the 1980s, so you wouldn't even be able to do that. You'd have to manually cut out the pieces and stitch them together.
Yeah, you
so
would.
How would that happen then? Would it just burst into flames?
Yeah, I think what happens is you stitch the tape, you try and play it back, and it blows up. Or it just jams, but I like blowing up better.
Yeah, it's a more dramatic visual, and also might take one of Battler's fingers with it.
A goat appears and smashes your tape player.
Hell yeah.
Well,
just spikes it out of your hand into the ground.
Well, now I have a tape player of Summon Goat. I don't know what I do with that, but...
That's good.
That is now a magical artifact that I inadvertently made.
I've actually seen shit like that before in fiction, by the way. There's a scene in several scenes actually in Supernatural where they record themselves doing a fucking exorcism, and it still works over the fucking speakers.
Ooh, very nice.
Which is actually a fascinating idea. You just have recorded exorcism on tab.
Honestly, very nice to have.
You could actually torture a demon by fucking half playing it and then rewinding, half playing it and rewinding.
Jeez. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, fuck the holy water and salt. This is what you do. Just give the fucking demon repetitive seizures. Fuck.
It's almost like a random game kids would play.
違う意味があるんだ
No, it must have meaning
こいつには
to her.
意味とは何ですか？
And what is this meaning?
わからない
I don't know.
天秤の両端は無価値だ
It's like a slight digression.
こいつにとってこの
I'm
天
still
秤は
so fucking salty that like Supernatural of all goddamn things, like a Hollywood production, is the only motherfucking like media that I know of that actually gets any of the fucking lore right and actually depicts like a normal human being for the most part fighting these things.
Yep.
Like it makes me so salty.
Like, there's a reason it was well liked, and it wasn't just, you know, the things
The
people
Western
would
version
mention.
of Fujoshi's.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like fucking toxic ass shippers or anything. That there was a lot more than that. There's a reason why even I watched almost the last fucking episode. I stopped like halfway through the final season because I was like, all right, this is like way too far. Nope, that's way too.
Yeah. I don't know. Even though neither side of the scale has any value, the scale itself has some weight to it in her eyes. Of course, it isn't meaningless. Some meaning definitely exists. In the previous game, she urged me to remember my sin of 6 years ago. Thank you for acknowledging that. I would have gotten sad
Yes,
if you
finally.
didn't mention it.
Finally, for fuck's sake.
Is that meaningless too, quote unquote? No. There's no way that's the case. I clearly remember the serious look in her eyes at that moment. Unfortunately, I didn't have a clue what she was talking about, and she was devastated. That's right. At that time, I'm sure she even went so far as to say that the crime wouldn't have occurred if I hadn't come.
意味はあるんだ
There is a meaning.
こいつにとっては
A meaning to her.
そしてそれを俺に求めてる
She wants me to provide it. I laughed softly and poked Beato lightly on the head, and patted her head.
ラブレターには次からは好きですと短く書くことを勧めるぜ
All right, the Battler hate train is still going, but yeah, I'm just saying, getting closer to that the one Battler win I'll actually accept.
Yeah.
Slowly. Slowly.
Next time you want to send a love letter, I suggest that you just write I love you.
あまり回りくどくて難解だと意味が伝わらねえぞ
If you make it too roundabout and confusing, no one's going to be able to figure it out.
What would like tickle me fucking silly is if she actually woke up from that. Just like a couple minutes later, it's just like clawed back, screaming to the world of the waking, going, "You fucking what?"
That would be great.
こいつが何を考えてるのか相変わらずさっぱりさ
I still don't have a clue what she's thinking, but even so,
俺は考えることをやめないぜ
I won't
She
stop
just wakes up and
thinking.
goes, "Mods, skin him, skin him alive."
まだまだチェス盤をひっくり返せ
I've only just started flipping over the chessboard.
お前の思考をたどる旅を俺は絶対
Sisters, kill this man with hammers.
I definitely won't give up on this journey through your thoughts. Hammer cars specifically. Have to get it right.
I was actually quoting a different thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, like you think that was the Tumblr thing. No, that is actually a Twitch meme.
Ah, yes. Now I remember that.
Yeah, mods, kill this man with hammers.
Alright, I'm thinking we might call it, but how you feeling?
I'm good to keep hanging out, but I think my focus isn't like enough all over the place that I want to talk about other things
Yeah, so
and not this.
yeah, I think we'll just do Discord related chatter, because I think this is a good place to leave it.
Yeah, no, fucking took goddamn long enough to go to the next scene anyway.
Yep. So, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I'm very happy to get back to Umineko.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see where we proceed from here. Down below the YouTube video, see you later, Quinn. But yeah, down below the YouTube video, you will see a link to both my Twitch and Cat's Twitch, and Cat's Twitch contains links that they will provide now.
Yes, there underneath my Twitch, you'll find links to my Twitter, my Discord, and my Kara. My Kara is my portfolio, where all my pretty pictures go for you to see and maybe hire me if you like them enough. My Twitter and my Discord have things that don't go on the Kara because I only put my best work on my portfolio for obvious fucking reasons. Same reason why you don't write on your resume that you spent 6 months just puttering around on the ocean for no fucking reason, getting sunburned. It's the same shit, you know. You don't post everything on your portfolio. But if you want to see pictures of my cats or food that I cook, you can go to my Twitter or my Discord. And if you go to my Twitter, you'll also fucking somewhere find a link to my Blue Sky if you prefer that instead. Which I hope you do, because fuck Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter sucks.
Yep.
Blue Sky's better. Yeah, there's stream alerts in both places, although I didn't post any on social media today, but that's because I was in the middle of trying to pick fucking aluminum foil out of my goddamn potatoes.
Yeah. I also have a Blue Sky, same as my Twitch handle, but I do not have the panels yet. I need to get panels done. Or
Yeah, I
find
need
some.
I need to make some new ones myself because that's the whole reason why I don't have a fucking Blue Sky button down there right now.
Anyway,
like, maybe I'll make a card or something like that. Like make that, and you could just follow it to various social media things. There's only one thing underneath. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Who fucking knows? I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, probably a card would be the best way to do it. That way you future-proof until card breaks, but card will probably stick around for a while.
Don't put that evil on us. I hadn't even considered the idea of card breaking yet. Fuck's sake.
All
God
right.
damn it.
Good night, everybody.
All right.